The first thing our hero did after being reborn. Slap his ex so hard her teeth actually flew out. Then he hit the weapon shop to buy the jack sword. Everyone thought he was completely nuts. But only he knew this wasn't just some high-level blade. Only he knew that this wasn't just a top-tier sword. It was the beginning of his revenge, as it happens. Turns out, the awakened rule this entire world now. At 80, everyone does a ritual to try and become an awakened. They get insane powers along with total wealth and high social status. In his past life, our hero cleared the world's toughest dungeon, but his best friend and girlfriend totally betrayed him there. His ex even called him a pathetic simp. She had been cheating for years with his supposed best friend. Even the girl who protected our hero died. She had been sleeping with his best friend for years. Even the woman who protected our hero died at their hands. Seeing the look on She had been sleeping with his best friend for years. Even the woman who protected our hero died at their hands. Seeing the disgusting, vile looks. She had been sleeping with his best friend for years. Even the woman who protected our hero died at their hands. Seeing the disgusting looks on their faces. Those disgusting, smug faces. Our hero swore that if he ever got another life, he would tear those two losers to absolute shreds. To keep the divine artifact from their greedy hands, he jumped off a cliff with a girl's surprise. Suddenly the artifact glowed as our main character woke up. Everything felt way too familiar. He was 18 again. It was awakening day, and his memories were all intact. Everything was exactly like his past life. He realized he had really been reincarnated. Suddenly someone yelled out, "Classic for the Zhang family master." He actually awakened an 8-star magic warrior class. Hearing that, our hero's face went dark. That was the friend who betrayed him. Suddenly, a finger tapped him, Sumi. A finger tapped him. "Su Ming, I have been looking for you all morning." It was Gui Jiao, the one who chose to die with him. Seeing her face again, it was Gui Jiao, his loyal protector. Seeing her again, he hid his joy and quickly congratulated her. She was confused at first, but then the headmaster called her name out. Just like that, Gui Jiao walked up. She touched the platform and a burst of energy exploded. She awakened the hidden summoner class. Everyone was stunned, 2 hidden classes appearing back to back. Now it was his turn. After a quick thanks to Gui Jiao, he stepped up. In his past life, he was a broke orphan living on financial aid. But today, heaven gave him a gift. He awakened the 9-star legend grade god of slaughter class. This time, he was going to make everyone see him in a new light. He placed his hand on the ritual device. A massive celestial sign caught the headmaster's attention. He knew this energy was the mark of 9-star talent. Just as everyone held their breath for the big reveal, our hero stood frozen by the sight because that legendary counterpath, Divine Ring, had actually traveled back through time with him. Not only that, but it glowed, announcing he had finally synced with the strongest god-slaying class change system awakening. Bound to the ultimate god-slaying class change system, awakening. A mythic grade class known as Sword God. But honestly, our main character wasn't happy at all. See, you have to understand, this was a totally new class. Even the system mechanics were different from his previous life. But the moment he saw the words talent sublimation in gold letters, he froze. This was even better than his old 9-star class. If that is the case, then this is enough to surpass my god of slaughter class from my past life. Feeling hyped, he quickly pulled up his stats. But then, surpassing my old god of slaughter class would be easy now. He opened the menu with a happy heart, only for the system to inform him that he had not awakened any abilities at all. He snapped at the system. No skills. And you call yourself a golden grade? Maybe catching an attitude worked, because the system continued with its notifications, guiding him forward, but it needed the ring for the next identification. It was guiding him, but it required that ring for the next identification. During that step, the counterpath divine ring suddenly appeared in his hand. Then a success notification popped right up. A window appeared, showing every god of slaughter skill he had kept. Right after that, a massive wave of power hit. A second later, a 5-pointed star lit up the sky. The headmaster was was a legendary 10-star rank. Everyone there was stunned, speechless. They thought Zhang Tang's 8 stars were already insane enough. Who would have thought a new monster would appear? But as soon as the headmaster announced our hero had awakened the blade masterclass, everyone looked at him differently. They even mocked him for wasting such a great talent. Turns out, even though Blade Master is a hidden class, you have to split points between physical and magic stats. That just tanks your combat power, making it a trash tier class. Only Gui Jaya ran up, telling him not to listen to them. Just being able to awaken a 10-star talent like that is already amazing. She said even if the Blade Master class seemed weak, she believed he would be fine. He just said he didn't care what they thought. Suddenly, crowd started cheering for a brand new arrival who showed up. It was his ex-girlfriend, Ren Shan. Seeing that 8-star talent, Zhang Tang rushed over to say hello. Gui Jaya called her the school belle, but when she turned around, she realized our main character had already walked away. After all, if she hadn't sold him out in his past life, he and Gui Jiao wouldn't have met such a grim end. This was a debt he absolutely had to pay back. So he said goodbye to his friend and headed down a familiar street. Based on his memories, a newbie trial dungeon would open right after the ritual day was over. It wouldn't be much of a challenge, but first, he needed a solid weapon. 30 minutes later, over at a nearby hotel, John Tong was busy cursing out the lead for stealing his spotlight. Ren Zhao Man whispered, telling him not to be mad, since that guy was just a sword master, but his 10-star talent makes him perfect to exploit later down the road. She flashed her phone, claiming that if she just charmed him a little bit, he would totally fall for her trap. He finally reached the weapons and equipment section. There were tons of different weapons to pick from inside. Everyone was crowding around to see that overpriced frost sword. But he did not care. That weapon is absolute junk. In his past life, all the scammers selling those fakes were arrested. Suddenly, a voice called out, asking if he was Su Ming from the Mystic Star Academy. Once he confirmed, she introduced herself as the CEO of the Jianghan Group. She was there to ask him for a huge favor. To protect someone, she held up her phone. It was John Jun King, her younger sister, who actually goes to the same school as the main character. She did her homework and knew he awakened a 10-star class today. She hoped he would team up with her sister tomorrow to keep her safe and sound. He just needed to help her clear the novice dungeon trial. If he agreed, any weapon there was his. Just when everyone thought he had finally hit the jackpot, he flat out refused. Yang Lan was stunned. She never expected him to reject such a generous offer. She figured he was just being ungrateful. He told her straight up that money does not solve everything. Her sister should just try her best in the dungeon tomorrow. Zhang Lan was annoyed, but she just called her bodyguards and walked away. Right then, he got a text from that girl he hated. She wanted to meet on the rooftop tonight. It was the exact same move. Same message as his past life. Even though I am not the god of slaughter this time, you still want to use me, huh? Just you wait, I will give you exactly what you are looking for. So he just texted her, back, see you there. After that, he headed up to the 3rd floor where they They sold special stones that drop random swords when opened. Seeing a new customer walk in, a staff member rushed over to explain things. These are stone blanks. There is a small chance for a silver-grade weapon, but most are low quality. I hope you find something good. However, this was exactly what he needed. Why spend big money on a weapon that will be useless soon? I might as well gamble on a silver sword right here. Plus, he could see the hidden data of the stone blanks. This was all thanks to his class from his past life, the God of Slaughter. His second skill let him see every bit of information about an object, once it was unlocked. He quickly dropped 50,000 to buy a stone blank. Right then, someone noticed what he was holding. They thought he was a total idiot for rejecting the Jonghan group. He turned down a free weapon just to go and buy this useless stone blank. He sighed, realizing this guy was just another spoiled rich kid who loved putting other people down. To teach him a lesson, he asked if the guy dared to bet 5,000. The bet, whether this stone could produce a silver weapon. Tang Wei laughed until he cried. He had never seen someone so desperate to throw their money away. After all, these stones have a 99.99% chance of yielding absolute junk. With the bet officially on, he prepared to open his eyes. Then, he smashed the stone blank. A sharp, silver-graded sword was now resting in his hand. Tang Wei was stunned. He never dreamed that it would actually reveal a silver-grade weapon. He then started to inspect the new sword. It has a lifesteal effect. Looks like I won't even need a healer this time around. Anyway, I am definitely collecting on that bet. No healer needed this time. Anyway, about that beat, I am taking that 5,000 RMB from you. Temps pay up. Tang paid up while cursing wildly, swearing that justice would find its way to him one day soon. Later, the main character found a staff member to get a scabbard. Having one would stop his weapon from wearing down. Shortly after the main character checked his new talent, he realized that while his sword god profession had no combat skills, his talent map revealed a powerful primal ability that could upgrade any talent quality once. A talent like this is truly worthy of this golden sword god profession. Since that is the case, let us test its power on this sword. Suddenly, a stream of red energy surged into the sword, transforming the silver-grade blade into the Bloodlust Sword. After killing an enemy, it grants a massive attribute boost. Better yet, it can permanently increase my own stats. Tomorrow's novice dungeon should be a complete walk in the park. As for tonight, I am going to slowly savor this little date. Time jumped to that evening. Ren Shouman had been waiting on the rooftop. Hearing a sound behind her, she called out in a sweet voice, "Su Ming, you are late tonight." But a second later her eyes popped in total shock. Because what she found pointed at her was a long sword. After dodging the strike, she snapped at him, "What is the meaning of this?" But the answer she received was cold. "Obviously, I am here for revenge." Ren Shouman was completely confused. "Revenge? What are you talking about? I accepted your confession and even asked you out tonight, and now you are attacking me." Su Ming's expression went dark. "That was in my past life," he muttered. "Turns out, back then, this girl was the most popular belle in school. Originally, an orphan like him had zero connection to her. He never expected that the day after his awakening, she would actually take the lead and show him concern. Even though it was just a few simple questions. It was the kind of warmth he had wanted his whole life. Smitten, he bravely told her how he felt. To his surprise, she said yes, right on the spot. Those few days were the ones he valued more than anything. He had cherished that time more than life itself back then. But every second of it was a lie. So he snapped, You and that trash Jiang Tang are sleeping together. Don't think I am clueless. You just wanted to exploit my talent and my special abilities. Ren Shouman was stunned by his words. She just stared at him. Stop talking such absolute nonsense. He shot back that in his eyes. She was nothing but a low-level, fake little bitch. Ren Shouman screamed that, without his valuable talent, a nobody orphan like him wouldn't even be allowed to talk to her. Ren Shouman shrieked that if it weren't for his somewhat valuable talent, a lowly orphan like him wouldn't even have the right to talk to her. She yelled that she and Jiang Temps would make him pay. He just gave a cold laugh and said, "Do whatever you want, as long as you aren't afraid of your little affair ruining that pure reputation. It would definitely tarnish your little pure as jade image." Ren Shouman lost it. She grabbed a sword off the floor and lunged at him. Just like before, you love backstabbing people. I was ready for this. As soon as he finished speaking, the blade of the Bloodlust Sword began to glow with a deep red energy. She was the one he had lured into his trap. The sword could drain all the power from his target after he had finally locked her into his trap. It siphons blood through every single strike. With a loud smack, the Bloodlust Sword flew straight into her face. He added, "You brought all of this on yourself." She showed zero remorse, even threatening that she would have Jiang Temps hunt him down and finish the job. He just put his hands in his pockets and walked away. Go ahead and call Jiang Tang's dad over for all I care. He shoved his hands into his pockets and just walked away. Let them call Jiang Tang's dad for all I care. That last strike cut every tie to his past. The next morning at 6, the sunrise hit a red gem, making it glow intensely. Ming tossed it back like a snack. This strengthening pill was a solid gift from the principal. Guess he felt bad. I awakened a 10-star talent, only to end up as a sword master. He wanted to make it up to me, but this is a weird breakfast. Right then, his system panel flashed as his stats began to skyrocket. Congrats. You have reached level 2. Ming's profile appeared. Level 2. Class. Sword God, the world's only mythical grade. Next came the rest of his stats, including his passive talent, Primordial Sword Body. Powered by a heart forged from pure sword will. Ming stared at the sky. A 10-star talent really is something else. I already unlocked a new skill at only level 2. Ming stared at the sky. A 10-star talent really is something else. I already unlocked a new skill at only level 2. He grinned. Time to hit the newbie dungeon today and see what I can actually do. At the first academy's newbie dungeon entrance, the sound of fast footsteps filled the air. Ming looked back, feeling a bit annoyed. A group of students was already chasing after him, shouting his name with excitement. Ming, let us team up. With your 10-star potential and that gift from the principal, clearing this newbie dungeon should be easy. Even if you're just a sword master, we can cover your weak spots. Our classes will balance out your shortcomings perfectly, and we'll all walk away with more contribution points. Come on, let us work together to crush this trial. He sighed, thinking it over before turning to the group. They really think my class is weak. So greedy. Sorry, but I already have a team. I got here early just to make sure I could partner with you. Hearing this, Ming tried to explain to a flustered Kui Jai. Look, I'm going for a real challenge, not just basic rewards. If you team up with me, things are gonna get dangerous. Ming leaned in and whispered so only she could hear, I'm planning to solo this whole thing. She looked stunned. Oh, really? Suddenly, a voice called from behind. Yanzi walked up and asked, You're Ming, right? I'm Yanzi from Class 4. I awakened as a 9-star Shadow Ranger and wanted to see if you'd join my squad. Looking at the invite, Ming remembered him. Yanzi. In my past life, He was a 9-star awakener too, just like me. Kuijaya stepped up with a grin. Su Ming's already with me, so you can stop bothering him. Yanze had no choice but to back off. Oh, okay. Sorry for the trouble. She looked at the crowd. That goes for everyone else too. Beat it, Su Ming watched her. Kuijaya really is a reliable friend. He checked the clock nearby. The dungeon should be opening up any second now. If I remember correctly. Just then, an announcement boomed. Attention students. The 127th Newbie Dungeon Challenge officially begins now. He smiled. Go time. Principal Wang suddenly popped up on a screen, scratching his head. Sorry everyone. I totally overslept and couldn't make it there to cheer you on, so I'm streaming from home. First, the rules: this trial lasts 1 day and is mandatory for all new students. We've registered everyone, so once you enter, the system will track your progress. Each student gets a personal score based on their contribution in every trial. Rewards will follow. To keep you all safe, the team-based dungeon run will be marked as done, as long as you clear the dungeon within the day. This is your first real test, after awakening the moment that decides your fate. Are you ready? Kuijaya looked around frantically. Wait, where's Su Ming? He grinned and shouted, no more waiting. The dungeon officially starts right now. Right then, a wave of wild energy exploded. People in the crowd screamed someone's already inside. The sky swirled with chaotic power. Students looked up and pointed. I see him. It's the 10-star guy, Su Ming. A glowing green orb lit up the mysterious, dark space. Su Ming drifted through the air with a satisfied look on his face. He just smiled and thought to himself, this newbie dungeon brings back memories. It's actually a bit nostalgic. Back then, I was so scared and excited, just running around trying to earn points. A light flashed as a booming voice echoed. Novices of Blue Star who have changed classes, the universal slaughter begins now. This place holds both extreme danger and massive opportunity. Complete your trials. The light blinded him. To finish and get your reward, you need points and boss kills. But there is another, much harder path for those who dare. Su Ming smiled. In this life, I'm taking the hardest path. Watch out, mid-game hidden bossium coming for you. The sky was pitch black. A lizard sat on a rock, staring upward. This creepy place was known as the Raging Twilight Forest. A figure stepped through the portal. Su Ming looked around. The levels here are totally different from the map I had in my past life. Every year, the newbie dungeon layout is randomized, and there's more to it. That means every student has a unique route to plan. All starting points are random when you enter the portal. And so are the monsters you'll face inside the dungeon. This thing is elite tier. It looks like a tree and doesn't move, but if those vines catch you, they'll drag you into that burning hole to be roasted alive. My goal is the hidden boss, so it's better to avoid tough monsters like this. I rushed in first so I could scout the path early. I need to find the specific items required to challenge the hidden boss. Let's see what we can find. Even if the map changes, boss mechanics stay the same. If more people join late, it won't be as easy to gather everything. At 7:30 a.m., a few more students entered. They looked around and one spoke up. Doesn't seem like anyone else is here. It is really quiet. Should be safe. A loud noise rang out, catching everyone's attention. Wait, there is movement. A massive sound echoed through the area, making everyone jump. Look over there! In the distance, the faint silhouette of a person approaching made everyone start to panic. Dung Ding ran toward them, axe in hand. screaming for help. Hearing that blood-curdling scream, the group froze in suspense. Huge monsters came charging. The group panicked, shouting, "Those are giant bloodthirsty mad rats." They scrambled to escape the rat horde. "Run. Split up right now." Outside, an announcement broadcasted that 3 students were killed by mad rats. Among them was the top talent, 6-star Lee Dick. As the news ended, the hall erupted in chaos. A 6-star awakened died too. Kuizhao looked shocked. "I haven't even formed a team, and someone's already dead." Everyone is tense. Hurry up and squad up. The people in that dungeon need backup immediately. Inside, Von Ten was running frantically with her frail figure, looking for somewhere. She glanced back to see if they were gone. Von Ten stopped and wondered where she was. She couldn't get her bearings. At all. A loud sound made her eyes widen in terror. Behind a thick bush, a large muscular figure was lurking. The air tightened as the giant monster turned around, its eyes glowing red. The massive creature lunged at Van Ten. It was a monkey monster. Her face went pale with fear as she screamed, "Help! Help me!" A fiery dagger glowing with brilliant energy suddenly appeared.
Help.
Series of rapid slashes hit the monster before it could even block. With an overwhelming aura, Toman swooped down with his sword, leaving Van Ten stunned. Elsewhere, a panicked student collapsed on the ground. He raised his hands to shield himself as a level 5 elite bloodthirsty brown bear, charged with terrifying power. The students were terrified. How did we run into an elite monster this early? Talk about terrible luck. Someone screamed in pain as the attack landed. A level 2 monster known as a swamp hunter rushed out, darting toward its prey, followed by a level 3 pursuit hound. It attacked frantically with sharp teeth. Feng Din yelled into the comms while under attack. Position 9 o'clock is surrounded. Requesting backup now. Over by the level 5 dragon lizard, more cries for help rang out. 6 o'clock needs help too. The 11 o'clock spot is totally surrounded. These monsters just keep coming. Becky looked at her teammates, trembling as she spoke. In the center, my 5-person team. Her voice shook as she looked at what was left of her squad. They are all dead. Bakio fell to her knees, filled with guilt. If only they hadn't told me to run. The dungeon has only been open for 30 minutes. This newbie zone is way too hard. Can newly awakened people like us really survive this place? Meanwhile, Vanton's pupils shrank like she just saw something earth. Giant monkey monster was defeated just like that. One single, decisive blow. Toman's heroic descent left her stunned. She stood frozen as he landed smoothly. On the ground, Vartan praised him. You are so strong. He took that monster down instantly. Thanks for saving me. Noticing his powerful aura, she recognized him immediately. It was Toman, the 10-star. He looked back and smiled. I was just passing by, but I can't save you twice. That monster isn't down yet. The moment Toman finished speaking, the color drained from her face. Wait, that monster is still alive. Vuntime turned tail and bolted immediately. I will go get reinforcements for you, Toman. You just try to hold on while I find help. A mysterious red energy stream flows from an eye symbol called the omniscient pupil. This system alert. Fierce beast mutated ape king. Level 3, with insane stats and the smash skill. Toman scanned it with his special eye. A mutated ape king. No wonder the usual F-rank monsters survived his weapon attacks. Then, the heavy Thudding footsteps echoed everywhere as the beast charged, making the entire room shake. It's insane. Speed felt suffocating. He tracked its flash step skill with his eyes and marveled. This thing is fast. Toman smirked and said calmly, "All right then, let's have a little fight." Memories of past skills surfaced. Back then, I inherited something powerful. Suddenly, it flashed in his mind. Third skill, Phantom Step. Phantom Step boosts movement speed by 50%. Once active, it grants instant immunity to all physical and magic attacks. Plus, mental attacks. The user can't even be targeted while the skill is active. It burns through a ton of stamina. Toman gripped his sword tight and lunged forward. A blade glowing with raw energy came crashing down on him. He dodged the mutated ape with ease and shouted, "I'm behind you." The beast understood and whirled around with a ferocious roar. Toman laughed tauntingly. "Guess we don't need to fight anymore." How boring. In its angry eyes was the reflection of Toman charging straight ahead. He seized the moment, landing a flurry of strikes on the ape. "I'm done playing with you." A system notification panel popped up. "You have successfully defeated the mutated ape king." Loot received. New skill scroll. Single/copper low grade for Toman. Toman checked the screen. This single/skill might be copper grade, but it's decent for a starter dungeon. The system logged his loot. First Blood achievement unlocked. Player Sword Master secured the first kill on the mutated ape king in the raging forest. Title awarded. First Blood. Nearby players instantly saw the notification. Someone successfully killed the boss, and it was a mutated variant at that. Dungeon reward. A small health potion for everyone. Lum spoke weakly, oblivious to the monster watching from the shadows. "We're saved." Just when I needed a quick health top-up. The area buzzed with chatter. A sword master. Could it be Dao Min from the #1 academy? Right, that 10-star sword master. Or maybe not. There are a few pros in the surrounding cities this year. Either way, that first kill proves that we newly awakened players. And the rest of us actually have the power to clear this dungeon. Meanwhile, Toman frowned. Damn it, I forgot the title system would leak my power level. From now on, I have to be careful. I should use my stealth skill to hide my stats beforehand. I just didn't expect that 30 minutes in, nobody else had killed a single monster yet. Then he ducked into a bush and spotted something. A pack of level 3 hungry wolves with glowing green eyes approached. He hid behind a tree, thinking, one of the best swordsman leveling spots for beginners. Perfect timing to test out my new attack skill. Just a moment ago, I used the All Things Ascend skill to upgrade that. Single/skill scroll. You know that copper low grade drop from killing the Ape King. System responded. All Things Ascend, activated. A powerful sword icon appeared, glowing with brilliant golden energy. New skill acquired. Sword draw / low grade. Draw your blade, focus your spirit, and strike in one single motion. Out in the clearing, a hungry wolf with ferocious eyes let out a massive roar. The whole pack froze as a brilliant light shot into the sky at incredible speed. Eerie crimson energy suddenly enveloped the entire area. The system chimed. You have slain one hungry wolf. Experience plus 80. 10 hungry wolves. Experience plus 800. Another alert popped up. You have slain 100 hungry wolves. Experience plus 8,000. At 9:30, Toman gripped a brutal, sharp sword. Congrats, your level has increased to 9. You have received the title, #1 Legend. Seeing this, he figured his draw/skill with its crazy range was the perfect way to shred these low-level wolves. He gripped his hilt, pulling the blade from the sword sheath. Toman suddenly made a lightning-fast drawing motion. Scanning the area, he felt the energy building up for a moment before locking onto the target. Toman narrowed his eyes and focused on the center, his aura sharp enough to cut through anything. Boom! Then he unleashed a massive attack, sending out a glowing blast. Rising energy shot straight into the wolf pack, each strike flying through the air. The hits landed right in their wild faces, blinding them instantly. Suddenly, Toman's eyes went wide as he spotted something shocking up ahead. The alpha wolf, with its huge body and terrifying aura, came charging straight for him. Its eyes glowed a fierce red, while its claws and teeth looked absolutely deadly. It was 8:32 a.m. They shook hands, officially forming the party. The whole group of candidates grabbed their gear and hit the starting gate. Everyone was hyped, shouting, "We made a team too. Let's follow them in." Deep in the dungeon, the rookies were scrambling. Counterattack. Hit 'em back. The main squad is almost here. Powerful arms swung swords and daggers, hacking away at the beasts. The monsters were pounded by heavy hits, blood splattering all over the place. Lethal slashes cut right through the monsters' defenses. The rookies, they were shocked, faces dripping with sweat. Then, a system notification made them celebrate. "We killed the mutated field mouse. Finally, we actually took down a special elite monster. We can win. The main force is here." After the first player brought us potions, people were crying with joy. We finally leveled up, but then came another world announcement about the first player to slay a boss. The system message read, "Level 9 Field Angler. The first player to beat the Raging Forest boss has earned the title Leader of Leaders." When that popped up, everyone froze. A level 9 Field Angler? What the hell? How is a lifestyle class this strong? He's already hit level 9. Rewind 10 minutes. In a zone thick with power, the boss wolf bolted through the void, eyes glowing red as it charged. But then, a sudden, lethal thrust pierced right through its body, filling the beast with pure terror. Its heavy paws scrambled, making a sharp scratching noise as it tried to escape. Toman vaulted through the air and started screaming. "You think you're hot stuff just because you're the Wolf King? You're fighting me now." His eyes burned with an intense battle spirit. As a reincarnator, Toman dove down for a finishing blow. A system message appeared. "You've killed the Silverback Wolf King. 500 experience points gained. Level up. Draw and slash, plus 140. Rushing Thunder Sword, plus 100. Loot. Iron Claw. Bone. Wolf King's Heart." Somewhere else, Duong Din finished off a monster with a cold stare. He looked around and sighed, saying, "We used everything we had just to survive these wolves." Nuon cheered, "We got lucky. If we didn't get that dungeon title reward with the major attack boost, we would have been wiped out," he muttered. "A level 9 Field Angler. The game must be How can a lifestyle profession level up so fast? This is a joke." Duong Jin dropped his sword to the dirt with a loud clang. Wiped out. He fell. This basic axe does 0 damage. If that brat hadn't scammed me at the weapon shop, I'd have a silver-grade blade by now. Another player tried to calm him. Duong Din. That kid just got lucky. That just made him snap. Shut up, you losers. I was the one tanking all the hits, and I still had to split the XP with you guys. I only hit level 2. This was a total waste of my time. An image of Toman flashed through his mind, making him furious. I wonder if that brat is in the dungeon yet. If I see him, I'm going to kill him just to feel better. Seeing this, Nguyen tried to chill him out. Brother Din, relax. We hit level 2. Farming these wolves will be easy now. Meanwhile, two men stared at the system screen. This time around, I can kick off the first class change quest at level 10. This is the big break I've been waiting for. In my past life, I hit level 10 way after the newbie dungeon. That made the quest random, forcing me to deal with a high difficulty E-rank dungeon. I was stuck. And back then, it was impossible to finish back then. I had to waste a ton of time grinding 5 more levels just to have a shot at finally clearing that first class change mission, which totally ruined the rewards I actually got. But this timeline is different. I hit level 10 right here in the newbie dungeon, which means the system chimed. Congratulations. First class change. Quest activated. Your goal: defeat the Guardian of the Redstone Cave. It is a seriously powerful elite monster located deep in the raging forests. Redstone Cave. He smiled and thought, there it is. Exactly what I expected. A quest inside the newbie dungeon is going to be way easier. Now I just have to dump all my level up points into agility. This class change quest is basically a guaranteed win now. The system flashed an update. Congratulations. Your agility is over 100. You are now a sword martial artist with the Sword Grandmaster title. You gained a silver passive skill and can now use any sword regardless of requirements. Meanwhile, in a meeting room, Sunlight hit a fancy metal plaque for the Juangin No. 1 Academy as a staffer. From the Statistics Council spoke up. Headmaster, the new dungeon rankings for the top talents in the area are out. The man paused, thinking, is it possible these stats are missing something? Headmaster Wong turned to the staffer and demanded to know, where's Tu Min? I expected big things from him, she replied. Everything is here, sir. This is all we have. But at 8 o'clock, a swordmaster secured the dungeon's first title. That has to be the student you are looking for. The headmaster glanced at the screen. Only the first kill title. He is a swordmaster with a perfect 10-star aptitude. Plus, I even hooked him up with a newbie gift package. Even if his skills are a bit rough, his raw power alone should let him crush monsters. How did he fail to reach the top 500 today? Suddenly, the door flew open. A figure stormed in yelling, what is going on, Headmaster Wong? Ran Ling was clutching a data sheet. In his hand, his face twisted into a scowl. You claimed your school had some major talent this year, that 10-star awakened kid named Tu Min. Right, my secretary already sent me the newbie dungeon results. Tu Min isn't even on the list. Principal Wong, feeling the heat, flusteredly tried to explain. Deputy Mayor, please do not be so angry. Tu Min might be a 10-star, but he's a swordmaster. They are notoriously weak in the early game. She wasn't having it, and kept laying into him. Even a swordmaster should crack the top 500. Stop with the excuses, Principal. You're just hyping up your students to score more slots for the Heavenly Tower Assembly. He waved his hands, embarrassed. I'm really not. Nim Lang pulled out a thick folder. According to the data, your only standout is in gym track. He's a 9-star awakened with a hidden demon hunting ranger class. He's ranked 2nd and actually has potential. He is your best shot at competing with that genius, Lai Tram Kwong, from the next city over. Then there's the Chang family's oldest son. He has an 8-star talent as a magic shield warrior. He's currently sitting at 4th place and shows a lot of promise. Nim Lang held her head high and held out 2 cards. I'm only giving you 2 slots for the assembly for now. He looked worried but spoke up. Wait, don't we usually get 3 spots every year? She turned on her heel, fuming. And whose fault is that? Your school has come in dead last for 2 years straight. If you bomb again this year, You won't get a single invite to the Heavenly Tower next year. Principal Wong blurted out. What if a student pulls off a miracle later? She snapped. If they do, we'll talk. I'm busy. Principal Wong and the others went dead silent. He gripped the 2 cards in his hand, feeling crushed. The Heavenly Tower is the only real path for high-end missions, big rewards, and massive power boosts. We absolutely cannot lose our right to join. I really thought a 10-star student would score us an extra slot this year. Instead, we're actually short one. A look of pure disappointment crossed Principal Wang's face as he sighed. 2 men. Oh, 2 men. You've got to step it up. Please don't let me down. Meanwhile, he had arrived at a lair filled with various elite monsters, surrounded by a mysterious and dangerous vibe outside the Red Rock Cave. 2 men walked in while checking his system panel. The map says the quest is right here. Luckily, I didn't run into any annoying trash mobs on the path. He stepped inside, brushing his hand against the wall to guide himself. I never visited this place in my past life, so I have zero clue what kind of monsters are waiting. Suddenly, 2 men's eyebrows twitched. He could tell something strange was closing in. Fast. Instantly, the heavy thud of a club smashing the floor shook the entire cave. The creature that jumped out was a level 6 gold digger goblin. He stared into its glowing red eyes and thought, just a goblin. Min lunged forward with insane speed. His heavy boots screeched against the stone floor and a flash, and the goblin was completely taken out. He dropped the beast with a single, precise slash. 2 men moved fast. I can't let you wake up the whole cave, a system alert chimed. This area is activating the cave's collective consciousness goblin mode. He stared blankly and asked, what? And just like that, the goblin he'd just killed stood right back up with a new mindset. 2 men scowled, his eyes narrowing as he thought. Looks like this quest won't be as easy as I hoped. A system warning popped up. Every goblin in the Red Rock Cave is swarming you, goblin. Mode is a wild and lawless lifestyle that ignores all social norms with zero guilt. It shows up as a lazy, oppressive, or greedy attitude. An oppressive, greedy attitude. Packs of goblins rushed him in the tight tunnel. He quickly backed away. Even if they are weak, their true strength is in their massive numbers. Not sure if my blade's durability is gonna hold up. Right then, Toman heard a weird noise getting closer and closer. Worried about his weapon's durability, Toman heard a sound approaching fast. Suddenly, from the shadows, a massive goblin burst out and started chasing him, its fists pounding the ground with pure fury. Every hit made the earth and surrounding rocks split wide open. He leaped high into the air, gathering all his strength for this. As Toman swung his sword, he thought, these guys are actually pretty smart. It is tough to dodge while airborne, but he calmly looked right up. He watched the ferocious goblins charge as his energy began to flow. That transcendent power sliced right through them, as he frowned tightly. My early-stage mana is way too low to keep using Phantom Step for long. Twisted faces emerged one by one. A whole goblin horde plus an elite. Huh. Since I lack basic early-stage skills, facing them is hard. Taking them down in a head-on fight is definitely difficult. Toman charged forward with resolve. Guess I will just have to be more agile. He used his momentum to slip into the cave's deep crevices, dodging for now. The elite monsters had their bows ready, waiting to take him down by surprise. Meanwhile, Toman hid behind a massive rock, breathing hard. He sneered. Come on, you little darlings. Right then, the goblins appeared right in front of him. Toman shouted from the shadows, Hey guys, I have a little present for you. Before the words even landed, he lunged forward to wipe them all out. He did not hesitate, springing into action to finish the job immediately. His sharp blade was wielded with such expert, lethal skill. Toman smirked as his plan worked. As long as I keep the upper hand, and I can maximize the power of my sword draw skill. His feet finally hit the cavern floor. Toman looked up. Wait, since when was there only one of these things left? Suddenly, he caught a glimpse of something moving in the bushes. Run perked up and whispered, "Look over there." While I was scouting, I heard sounds of a fight coming from that cave. Duanding frowned and said, "Do not joke around. The list says monsters in this area are level 7 or higher. Who would be crazy enough to challenge them right now?" Run kept talking, but the sound of intense fighting was already echoing from deep inside. As he finished, Duanding froze, slowly turning his head to look. He stared through the thick smoke. Looks like someone is actually coming out. Beside him, Run's eyes went wide. Who could that even be? Who would be reckless enough to take on monsters here at this time? Duanding froze in shock as he watched Toman calmly walk forward. Talk about a small world. It was the same punk who won that sword off him. He checked his system panel. This quest is interesting, but this part is just a surprise. Not a danger. Toman paused, slowly glancing over at where Duanding stood. Duan had already drawn his weapon and was charging from behind. Toman casually stepped back, dodging the strike. "Shocked!" Duan yelled. He dodged it. "Quick, surround him. Do not let him get away." Toman spoke coldly. "What is this? I have no intention of running." Duan continued resentfully. "You cost me a lot that day. It is your unlucky day, running into me in a dungeon." Suddenly, Toman paused. His expression darkened. "You guys?" Dwayne's tone was laced with sarcasm. "What is wrong? What is wrong? Scared now, are you?" Toman scratched his head and asked casually, "Who are you?" Run looked shocked. "You forgot us already." Fuming, Duangshin gritted his teeth. "Dang you! Did you really forget winning 5,000 advent coins from me?" He rushed forward. "Let's take him." Toman stood tall and replied, "I don't recall, but no need to get violent. If this is how you want to play, I guess I'll test out a new skill." As he spoke, his blade swung out, glowing with intense energy. Sword control. In a flash, all they saw was a swift red blur. Before any of them could react, they were all taken down. Toman's gaze was ice cold. Total success. Clutching his arm, Duanding stared in shock. Sword control. How is that possible? That is a skill only a mid-rank sword master should learn. Just then, Toman and his weapon levitated into the air, he thought. To himself, this sword control came from a silver tier scroll dropped by an elite goblin. I used my ascension talent to upgrade it to gold, and this skill unlocked randomly. I didn't expect it to fit so well. Showing off sword control means news will spread, making them even more certain I am a sword master. But, more importantly, after clearing all the goblins in Redstone Cave, I got the hidden location map for the final treasure chest of the first kill quest. The system notification said, "You have unlocked." The hidden location map popped up, startling to Min. Huh? Why Redstone Cave again? And what's with this subtitle, A Goblin's Life? A Goblin's Life? A Goblin's Life. Suddenly, Jang Lam shouted excitedly, "We did it! We finally cleared all the small fry here together." They said an all-girl party wouldn't survive. We owe Fen, the 7-star awakened one, for letting us tag along. Come on, let's split the loot. She rushed inside, hoping for good drops. Fen turned and called out, "What's wrong? Tired?" Her teammate shook her head. "Oh, nothing. I am fine." Just as she finished speaking, Fen looked up. In front of her was a thick wall of smoke. Where did our teammate go? Fen froze when she heard a piercing scream. She frantically scanned the area. Where is she? Where did she go? Didn't we just split the loot a second ago? The monsters here should all be cleared out by now, right? The smoke covered everything now, but there was nothing on the ground. Fen gasped, her eyes wide. How is this possible? At that moment, the system panel flashed to life. A goblin's life. They live in dark, damp places like caves and forests, fearing bright light. They are experts at hiding, avoiding enemies, ambushing, and raiding. Living in groups led by a chief, each has a task. They have incredibly rapid reproductive abilities in harsh environments. Goblins will resort to anything to capture females of any species to maintain their birth rate. Short, reproductive cycle. A female goblin's gestation period is only 1 to 3 months, far exceeding the efficiency of normal creatures. Early maturation. A newborn goblin can mature and participate in reproduction within 1 to 2 years. This rapid cycle of maturation and reproduction. All the young women have been captured. What the heck? Why is the goblin design in this world so twisted? The system displayed updated coordinates. Meanwhile, Min was on. Now, Min was running through the deep forest. So that's how it is. He seemed to be frantically searching for something. Min slowly looked around, but it was all just forest. He glanced from side to side. Where's the cave? Could the coordinates be wrong? Only a thick fog materialized in front of Min. He quickly activated a skill to see through the smoke. A smile unconsciously formed on his lips. I see. Because it's called Redstone Cave Part 2. It's easy to assume it's another cave location, but you must combine that with this instance's theme, buried treasure. Therefore, the location is actually an underground cave. Pretty smart. They're even using fire and smoke to conceal the entrance. In an instant, Min slipped inside. His eyes, full of killing intent, silently scanned the chaotic scene. Min hid himself inside the cave. Watching the chaos inside the cave, Min stayed hidden. I have definitely learned my lesson this time. Kill it now. Killing one will alert the entire goblin nest. He looked up and thought, I am only here for the treasure after all. In front of him, Vanton was barely clothed. Min grit his teeth. Looks like a female student challenger got caught in their smoke ambush trap. These bastards are just as disgusting as the design description says. Suddenly, Vantan screamed in terror. No, don't come over here. She was being backed into a corner by them. Wait, Min thought to himself. So there is another challenger still alive. Perfect. She can draw the goblin's attention away while I sneak in and grab the treasure easily. So you'll just have to give up. Blame yourselves for not being strong enough to handle this newbie dungeon. Newbie dungeon, Vanton shouted in fear. I don't want to play anymore. Someone save me. I will pay a huge reward. Reward? Can anyone hear me? My sister is the vice president of the Jiang'an Group. Jiang'an Group. Goblins with glowing red eyes immediately charged forward. In a flash, the tip of Min's sword pinned one straight to the ground. Without hesitation, Min levitated in mid. Quickly, he channeled his sword control power into his palm. A blinding light began radiating from within the sheath. Light exploded from the sword before him. The system had previously confirmed that cave goblins are terrified of bright light. These dark tunnels are only for hiding from enemies and setting up convenient ambushes. Toman saved Vanton, just in time by exploiting the goblin's weakness to light. The energy released when drawing the sword from its sheath is always accompanied by an extremely bright flash. As long as I don't kill any of them, we're fine. Vanton collapsed to her knees, crying that she couldn't run anymore. Toman planted his feet firmly, so he wouldn't startle the others. They didn't chase us through the lingering smoke. Just as I suspected. Vanton's eyes went wide. Thank you for saving me. My name is Jang Vanton. Is Jang Vantan ... Toman? Jang Van... Toman thought to himself, so it really is the girl from that photo. No need for thanks, I was just passing by. She awkwardly interrupted him. Wait. Once I log out of the game, I'll give you a huge reward. My sister is the... He quickly turned and walked away. Let's talk after you actually manage to get out of here alive. Don't follow me. I already saved you once. Your lack of skills will just drag me down. Vanton ran after him, in fear. Please don't leave me. Suddenly he stopped and lightly touched the system panel. The location seems to be set. The treasure is here. Those goblins aren't following us, are they? Look carefully. Vanton stared intently behind her. No, I checked everywhere. Suddenly Toman shouted, Found it. Dig right here. This dungeon usually only drops silver quality reward chests at best. Feeling a glow behind her, Vanton spun around instantly. She looked mesmerized. This is a low-grade gold random reward chest. Vanton shouted in amazement. It has a huge chance of dropping skill books or high-level gear. Find him. Vanton was filled with anticipation. It is open. Toman's lips curled into a smirk. I wonder what it is. The system announced. Congratulations. You have received the Shadow Flow set and the Soul Dancer skill scroll. Toman was stunned and blurted out, Is this it? This is the extra reward I worked so hard for after finishing that first-class change quest. The Shadow Flow set looks decent enough. But what am I supposed to do with this platinum-grade Soul Dancer scroll? It's completely incompatible with my class. Vanton spoke up awkwardly. I was thinking. Could it be because I'm here? He glanced back. Huh? She continued shyly. My awakened class is a 7-star soul dancer. Vanton's words caught Toman by surprise. The system then announced. Jang Vanton has joined your party. You have become the party leader. Meanwhile, in the dungeon at the 9 o'clock direction. Basic class change quest. Eliminate 33 out of 50 players. Others have all been painfully eliminated. Suddenly stopped with a smirk on his face. Found them. The weak only have one ending death. And you're next. Kuya staggered back, bleeding from countless wounds and paralyzed by shock. Deep in the forest, a deadly game of cat and mouse was unfolding. Kuijaya was desperately trying to make her escape. Alone and terrified, she gripped her weapon, scaling a massive boulder. From behind the rock, she peered out, hidden from view. Tram Kwang was hunting her, scouring the woods nearby when her foot slipped, the crunch of a branch alerting him. Kwang's lethal gaze snapped toward her position in an instant. He launched himself into the air, using his heavy blade. Kuijaya froze, eyes wide with terror as he loomed above. Tram Kwang yelled, Are we playing a game of predator and prey? Tram Shang laughed, taunting her about the easy kill he expected. Suddenly, a fresh gash opened up on Kuijao's shoulder. He continued, I'm shocked a little bird like you lasted this long. You've wasted so much of my time, but I'll admit for a girl, you've actually got some decent combat skills. Maybe the Heian Kin Academy isn't just a dumpster for trash students. She cut him off. Why? Your uniform is from Voodoo City's academy. Why come to our newbie dungeon just to slaughter people for sport? He laughed arrogantly. No big reason. My level 10 class change quest requires me to eliminate 50 other players. I can't just go on a killing spree in my own city's dungeons, right? So I flew my private jet here to pick you losers off one by one. If you want someone to blame, blame your academy. You guys have the most pathetic students in the entire world. If you're going to crush something, you pick the weakest target. Kui Zhao's face hardened as she summoned a low-level skeletal spirit. Tram Trang easily crushed it. Your cheap toys can't survive one hit from my blade. He was losing control. That's it. You're not getting away this time. Blood-red streaks erupted under her feet, flying blood daggers everywhere. She gritted her teeth, looking up as the sky began to warp. A massive vortex opened in the air. Who could it be? A player appeared out of nowhere. Kui Jaya, I've got your back. She remembered him instantly. It was that mysterious guy from before. The archer gripped his bow as the system interface flashed. Prompt. Submit the rare treasure fragment now. Toman thought, it is finished. The system announced his primary mission was successful. Promoted to Sword God. All attributes plus 10. Mythical talent unlocked. Divine origin sword body. Strength, speed, and proficiency have all increased by 2 times. He bowed slightly. This hidden boss fight just got a lot easier. Toman turned back toward Vantine. Alert, you have successfully used the Spirit Dancer skill scroll. New skill. Soul enhancement. Platinum grade. Max proficiency is 300,000. Drains health to activate, but gives party members a 200% experience gain boost. Tamin was stunned. A 200% experience boost. Unbelievable. I can't believe I just unlocked a god-tier leveling skill like that. He looked at her. In that case, things have changed. I've changed my mind. I'll lead you through the newbie dungeon after all. Vanton looked surprised. That is awesome. My sister spent so much money on mercenaries, and they couldn't even clear the goblin cave. But since you cleared it solo, I know we'll be way safer. Toman sighed to himself. He wasn't usually a fan of rich girls paying for shortcuts, but for the sake of that experience skill, he had to agree. Suddenly, Toman stopped and looked down at his system panel. He tapped the screen. It was an urgent message from Kuiji. Tram Swang had totally lost it now. He had completely spiraled out of control. He did not blink while tearing through anyone in his path. His eyes turned ice cold as he struck. A demon-sealing arrow suddenly whistled through the air. Heavier arrows carrying insane power rained down at once. Game Truck shouted out in a panic as a single slash pierced right through his skill. A flash that shreds my skill. Right then a young guy charged forward screaming. Brother Tram Kwang. He swung his blade at the kid's head, drawing blood daggers. His victims were already piling up on the ground fast. Jiao gritted her teeth in pure anger. This guy is way too strong. Beside her, Njim Trax said his whole squad got wiped. She whispered that Vukan Academy had such a monster. He frowned, knowing that kind of power is rare. Before this dungeon, he had looked up every elite blade user, but this guy was special. Tram Kwang's hand was still gripped tight around his sword's hilt. Trax said grimly that this was the genius Lee Tram Kwang from Voodoo City. An 8 out of 10 star berserker blade. He walked over and sneered that only 2 were left. A total waste of time. The kill count was only 35 out of 50. Game Track flinched and backed up. If I cannot keep my distance, I am done for. Kui Jiao added that her mana was gone and she could not summon spirits. He frowned deeply. He looked at Kui Jiao and asked about any reinforcements. She remembered sending that emergency message to Toman earlier. Kui Jiao. She shook her head through the mist. No, nobody is coming. Tram Kwang's eyes went dark. Looks like you are all alone. Fine. I will kill you annoying archer first. Jiao stepped forward. Nimtrak, run. Leave this to me. Tram Kwang would not stop. He attacked her blade carelessly. You are overestimating yourself, he snapped. He glared down at her. A weakling like you has no chance. Li stared her down and whispered that weaklings like her were pathetic. Tram Kwang laughed. You have no right to save anyone. Just as he finished, a sharp glint of light flashed out. Suddenly, that flash of light slammed right into his sword. Kui Jiao jumped when she heard someone shout her name. Her eyes went wide. It was him. Toman and Jimtrak looked up. Looking at the dark figure in the smoke, Toman frowned. You are more than capable of saving everyone here. Her message said the 9 o'clock area was dangerous and to stay away. An image of her flashed in his mind. In his mind, in my past life, Kui Jiao, you were not afraid to risk it all to save me. Toman's face darkened. In this life, you are the one in trouble, but you are still protecting others. She yelled from below that it was dangerous. He cut her off, whispering her name, Kui Jiao. She stopped suddenly and looked up at Toman. Power surged in him. She froze and looked at Toman. Power gathered instantly in his palm. Stop always worrying about other people first. Toman smirked. In this life, I am the one who protects you. A sharp blade tip slammed into the dirt right next to Tram Kwang. He jumped back, staring in shock at the light. It was blade control. Tram Kwang's palm unconsciously tightened around his blade. As he looked up at the dark figure in the air. This guy. Taman attacked immediately. It's him, the 10-star Blade Master. His face was now extremely ferocious. This redhead. Taman spoke in a furious, low voice. He's the one who hurt Kui Jaya. Engim Trak, hurriedly shouted. A 10-star! Taman is so strong. I'll provide support from a distance. We'll have a chance to win. Suddenly his body froze as he felt something. Engim Trek was panicked. Who's healing us? Kui Jaya hesitated before speaking. This is... Vanden held out her arm. I'm Taman's teammate. My name is Zhang Vanden, and I'm a chaos myth. She struggled to climb up. I can heal everyone. Engim Trak said excitedly. Having a healer on the team is amazing, Vanden, she said shyly. But my healing skills aren't that polished yet. It'll take a little time. Next to them, Kui Jaya mumbled. Didn't Taman say he wasn't teaming up? Why does he have a teammate out of nowhere? Engim Trek's eyes widened. Sorry to trouble you, but please be quick. It's dangerous for Taman to be fighting that guy alone. Vanden cracked her wrist. Don't worry. His eyes are fixated on the flow of power, aren't they? Vanden's eyes suddenly lit up. Taman is just amazing. Right then, he was still locked in a fierce battle with Tram Kwang. Kwang thought to himself, isn't Taman supposed to be a sword master? So how does he have footwork? Like that? Taman's expression was grim. His palm clenched tightly around the hilt of his sword as the battle with Tram Kwang raged on. He suddenly spoke up, as expected of a 10-star. Your strength is beyond my expectations. Let's see who's stronger today. Me, or Tram Kwang, the 10-star Berserker Blade, or the Sword Master from Kin Academy. Taman's eyes widened. Tram Kwang. I heard that name in my past life. He was a special figure back then. This guy. He was a really special character. I never had the chance to know him. I didn't expect to meet him this early in this life. The corners of his lips unconsciously curled into a smirk. Interesting. Let's see if my sword is sharper, or if your blade is tougher. Tram Kwang quickly parried the strike with his saber. Tram Kwang's palm shot out, blood blade flying thorns. Tammin spoke coldly. You dare to brazenly throw flying daggers at me. As he finished speaking, Tammin managed to raise his sword just in time. Tram Kwang smirked arrogantly. You fell for it. My blood blade flying thorns carry an aura that can lock an opponent right in place. Just then, Tammin's sword flew towards him. Go and die. In the blink of an eye, his palm caught the hilt as power flared brightly above his head. It was sword control, and it was glowing. Tammin moved with agility. Immobilization dispelled. His tone turned arrogant. Now it's my turn. Return. As he finished speaking, the sword immediately flew back. Towards him, Tammin yelled, Let's see how you block this, with no weapon in your hands. The sharp blade flew rapidly towards Tram Kwang. Startled, he gritted his teeth and glanced to the side. His hand quickly grabbed the hilt of his blade from the ground. Tammin charged forward excitedly. In that case, you don't have a weapon now either. A system notification suddenly appeared. Hidden God steps. Tammin easily moved to dodge the attack. Phantom Shadow 5/. Tram Kwang thought to himself, his footwork and speed. They suddenly got way faster. Even faster, Tammin's arm suddenly shot up high. In a low voice, he said, Sorry. A smirk played on his lips. My sword has returned. Game Track yelled out, She's all healed up. 2 men, we're coming, just hold 'em off. He stopped mid-sentence, his eyes widening in total shock as he stared straight ahead. They were still fighting in a thick cloud of smoke. Game Track looked over. Is it over? With a cold look and a sharp blade in his hand, 2 men stood his ground. Min stood there as the 3 watched with pride. Kui Jaya rushed over. You're so strong, Game Track shouted. That guy was a beast. And you took him down before we even finished the healing. Just then, Tram Kwang struggled to push himself back up from the ground. Kui Jaya froze, stammering behind you, watch out. Right after hearing those words. Just then, Tram Kwang struggled to get up. Kui Jaya froze, stammering, behind you. Watch out. Hearing her, the man spun around instantly. It was Tram Kwang. Kong's expression was terrifying. You left yourself wide open. Streaks of blood shot through the air, painting a grisly scene. Game Track stumbled back in total shock, unable to believe his own eyes. She slowly reached her hand forward. Kui Jia's eyes widened in pure astonishment as she screamed out to Min. His whole body seemed frozen, unable to fight as red gashes appeared one by one. They crisscrossed over his body. It was the blade dance of falling rain. The scene unfolding was gruesome. 2 men and Tram Kwang were locked in it. He seemed to lose all control. Welcome to my storm of blades, Kui Jaya yelled. I'm coming to save you. 2 men. Game Track quickly grabbed her wrist, pulling her back. Calm down, Kui Jaya. If you rush into that blade storm now, you're just throwing your life away. She replied coldly, Let me go. Even if I die, I have to save 2 men. Suddenly, a voice. Cut her off, Kui Jaya. Listen to him. She froze. She stared into the smoke. 2 men's low voice came through. Stay back. Tram Kwang gritted his teeth in fury. How can he take that many hits and still be alive? Tumin's voice spoke up again. Are you sure you actually hit me? He froze. That voice wasn't coming from there. Power gathered in Tram Kwang's palm immediately. This is just a clone, Tumin said. Tumin walked casually into view. So, you finally figured it out, huh? Let me guess you never expected a basic swordmaster to have a skill like this, did you? System alert. Low-grid platinum set 5 out of 5 pieces. Active. Bonus dark damage that ignores physical defense. Shadow clone creates a realistic illusion, dealing an extra 50% damage on every slash. He continued. It's a set skill. Tram Kwang slowly turned his head. In a beginner dungeon, there are no sets. There's only one way to get one and you did it. Tumin's tone turned icy. You guessed right. I finished the basic class advancement quest a long time ago. He was provoked by those words. And yet, you were still faster than me. My sharp blade shot out. Now, I'll just cut you down however I please. The item in Tram Kwang's palm slipped right out of his grasp. Tumin slowly glanced over at the mysterious light that appeared. He suddenly stopped, raising his eyes to look up at the sky. Yanxi's eyes widened. That's a life-saving accessory. Yunqing added. A accessory. He nodded. Exactly. It's a special item you throw out in a crisis to escape a dungeon instantly. That thing costs hundreds of thousands of advent coins. You definitely won't find one inside a normal instance. Min exhaled. Looks like the neighboring city really went all in to protect their 10-star genius. Right then Lu Yun's fingers were busily swiping across the bright, glowing screen. She suddenly stopped. This is... Principal Wang interrupted. What is it? Did you get the real-time player rankings for the dungeon? Lu Yun shook her head. No. The data shows multiple player deaths in the 9 o'clock direction. Between 12 and 12:30? He shrugged. What's weird about that? Some teams probably just hit a tough boss. She cut him off. That's not it. The data analysis shows those deaths were caused by players from outside our city's district. It looks like the neighboring city is up to no good again. Save all this data. Every city's rookie dungeon is a race to finish first. Our academy is always ranked last, so we've become an easy target for bullies in everyone's eyes. What is the current status of our students' instance run? Lu Jun explained that progress is actually quite solid. Most teleport zones have been captured. Real-time footage shows the top-tier players are rallying large forces to start taking down the instance bosses right now. Leading the charge is Zhang Tong from the Zhang family, an 8-star magic swordsman prince. Principal Wang's voice was deep. As expected, he's full of potential. Just a few hours ago, Zhang Tong was only level 6 on the rankings. The rookie instance boss is usually level 12, but he's already leading a massive army. I bet he is hitting level 10 by now. I hope he can take the boss down soon and bring glory to our school. An assistant spoke up. The real-time data analysis is finally finished. Just like you thought, Principal. Zhang Tong is level 9 and closing in on 10. He is currently tied for first place on the rankings. The principal looked surprised. Tied for first. The other one must be Yan Zai, right? The assistant nodded. Exactly. But look at second and third place. They're both girls. Gui Jia is a level 7 summoner, and Zhang Junqing is a level 8 soul healer. Principal Wang's voice dropped low. I did not expect the girls to be this capable. Have you tracked Su Ming? Check his level for me, Lu Yun replied. Sir, student Su Ming isn't even showing up on the player rankings. An assistant stuttered. His eyes went wide with shock. The principal snapped. Did you find him yet? What level is he now? The assistant replied quickly, level 2. The principal stared in total disbelief. What? The data shows that after his first kill, his level just stopped. No growth at all. System. Notification. Successfully defeated the elite thorn-toothed beast. Congratulations. You have reached level 14. Hidden equipment set unlocked. Guijaya spoke up fast. In just 2 hours of grinding, we have already leveled up a ton. Yanzai was amazed. I'm already level 10. I can finally challenge the instance boss. Su Ming played it cool. We leveled fast thanks to Zhang Junqing and her experience boost. She giggled. It is all thanks to Su Ming for giving me this skill. Guijaya was buzzing. This is amazing. Our team is unstoppable. We have Yun Qing for the experience buffs and healing, Yanzai for the long-range snipes, and I can summon my minions to tank for us. Best of all, we have a beast like Su Ming leading the way. He just shrugged. Don't mention it. It is everyone's hard work. I'm just along for the ride. She grabbed his arm. Su Ming, are you being serious? If you hadn't saved me and Yanzai, we would be dead by Li Chengwang's blade. Guijaya thought back to when Su Ming arrived. She remembered the exact moment he showed up. Guijaya remembered Su Ming, arriving just in time to save their lives. Her voice softened. When you fought Li Chengwang, you were just too powerful. So dominant. I know that with this squad, we can clear the instance boss without breaking a sweat. He knelt down. Guijaya, you're not wrong, but I'm not looking for normal bosses. I want to challenge the hidden boss. The system notified him the elite beast dropped the wave key. Su Ming's voice was low. To find the rookie hidden boss, we have to solve 3 riddles. They're hidden in the data, and we need 3 specific items. The system displayed the first riddle. When the silver moon peeks over the deep blue waves, parting the red armor, sleeping in the heart, part of the icy abyss. Su Ming looked up. The trigger is a silver moon, but this instance has no weather effects. In this dungeon, there is only one place for this plant. The one that grows like a moon. His eyes shifted behind him. Somewhere right behind this very lake. The moon suddenly glowed. That is exactly where the hidden boss is hiding. Riddle 2 appeared. When the lake turns to frost, use the iris petal. Beneath the sand, the armor still keeps its ancient promise, Su Ming continued. I found the iris petal right when I entered the dungeon. Then I used the clue from Riddle 3, along with the water wave key. Riddle 3 appeared. Hold the key and shine it deep. 9 waves intertwine around the stone. The knight rests on his sword, waiting for dawn. Shatter the murky waves. The key, made of sparkling ice, suddenly began to glow. Su Ming whispered it worked. Guijaya. She was totally stunned. How in the world did you manage to solve these riddles? A massive whirlpool began to form right before them. A vortex in the lake. With the contract as my guide, with the starlight as my call. Suddenly, a dark figure with glowing red eyes appeared deep in the water. Su Ming shouted. Night slumbering in the cold abyss, let the waves break the boundary. A warning appeared. The hidden boss has finally emerged, the system continued. Guardian of the lake. The lost knight has arrived. Nguyen Trak and Guia joined the party. The system announced Su Ming as the new party leader. Su Ming spoke in a low voice. Everyone, get ready for battle. A system alert read. Hidden boss challenge begins. 15 minutes later, another popped up. The red-armored knight is hunting. It is out for blood. Right now, they were all crouching silently in the thick bushes. Nguyen Trak whispered hesitantly. Hey, I am just saying, Is hiding here actually a good plan? Van then let out an awkward laugh. Maybe we should just try again. Ignoring the signal, she kept going. Team leader, Ming. He pointed forward. Look at that guy. How is that horse so fast? How do we kill him? System alert. Riding speed 500 points. Hidden boss, Lost Night Guardian, level 19. Strength 301. Stamina, agility 250. Spirit 102. Luck 10. Speed 500. Heavy armor mastery, level 5. Ming stared at the screen. 500 speed. Our entire team's total speed is not even half of that. As he stopped talking, his eyes shifted. He glanced at the male students being hunted down below. What is that? Everything was quiet. So where did this hidden boss even come from? In the blink of an eye, those guys were completely wiped out. Yanzi spoke up. 3 teams nearby were already slaughtered by the boss. Yunqing replied, confused. We were the ones who summoned it. We have to move really fast. Guia suddenly rushed over. Ming, I followed your instructions. Guia ran up to him. Ming, we followed your orders to the letter. We used every last mana potion. The delay trap is finally set up. He quickly added, Guia, nice work. Yanzi Yunqing, proceed as planned. They both acknowledged the order. Got it. Ming thought to himself. In my past life, I never fought the new instance boss. Most players would never risk summoning a hidden boss right after awakening. It is a once-in-a-lifetime challenge. Almost nobody knows the truth about the boss in this new instance. The solution is hidden in a few old records, but I have already memorized it. I cannot believe the boss drops a mount with 500 speed. Ming sensed the danger. If we are going to kill him, his arm suddenly shot out. We have to knock that knight off his horse. Just then, Yanzi made her move. Multi-burst strike. Glowing arrows soared into the sky. The light chased the red-armored knight. It moved fast to use. Its sharp blade to parry the incoming attack. The knight's eyes glowed red. Heavy armor mastery, level 5. My archery skills cannot deal any damage to it at all. System alert. The Bloodlust Guardian has locked onto a new target. Yanzi shouted to Yunqing, I have the boss's aggro. She hesitated, then replied, got it. Yunqing quickly fanned the flames. Ming thought, Step 1. Yanzi uses a precise, long-range skill to lure the boss back toward us. Step 2. Yunqing creates a smoke screen. The boss has to pass through it when it turns. We learned this trick back in the Goblin Cave. The knight was still charging deep into the forest. Suddenly, it stopped inside the billowing clouds of smoke. The knight sensed something. He glanced to the side, then looked down at the ground. Summon skeletons. Electricity filled the entire area. Activating delay trap. System notification. Area of effect, skill active, 3 minutes and 25 seconds left. Guia thought, if Ming had not told me, I never would have known that basic summoning could create a magic delay trap like this.
But
seems like it is still not enough to stop the knight's rampage. It stopped suddenly and looked straight up. Yunqing quickly cast soul-siphoned magic delay. Ming looked down. Step 3. Use Guia's trap to restrain the horse. Combine that with Yunqing's slowing magic to lock down the boss's movements all at once. Freeze the boss. Honestly, without their coordination, it would be impossible. Skeletons were still swarming the area. A dark figure suddenly appeared from behind. I am not sure I could solo this boss. The air erupted into chaos as powerful skills exploded. Su Ming gritted his teeth, his face full of determination. Skills exploded everywhere. Su Ming gritted his teeth with pure determination. He shouted in a firm voice, "Get off your horse right now." The two kept clashing as the whole place was torn to shreds. "Yunche," he barked in a firm tone, "get off your horse." They kept fighting as the area was leveled. Yunqing yelled, "It worked. We knocked the boss off his mount." Gui Jiao snapped, "Don't relax yet. This is only the first phase." 10 minutes earlier, she'd rushed up to Su Ming. "Your plan is brilliant, but Yunqing and I will be out of mana. Even if we ground him, there's no way to keep dealing damage afterward." Su Ming replied, "It's fine." "That's enough," he emphasized. "When the time comes, just leave him to me." Then Su Ming slowly drew his sword. "Let me handle this." Finally, he gave a dangerous smirk and rushed in to fight one-on-one. A massive cloud of white smoke and dust swallowed the whole area. Su Ming vaulted into the air, using every bit of strength to pin it. The boss didn't back down for a second, closing the distance instantly. The two fought fiercely, dust flying everywhere. They battled on as heavy dust choked the air. Yan Tong cried, "This is intense. To think Su Ming can take on this hidden boss solo. I can't just stand here and watch him fight. I can still use my skills. I have to help." Just then, Gui Jiao reached out to stop her. "Wait, Yan Tong. Su Ming told us to leave it to him. We have to trust him. We've got our own jobs to do." Meanwhile, Su Ming was fighting like a demon. He activated Shadow Gods. Godstep. Su Ming unleashed a devastating slash. His eyes went cold. Speed plus. Su Ming spun around, swinging his sword with massive power. And he judged, too slow. "I can't believe you're this slow after getting off your warhorse." The system chime rang repeatedly. "Hidden boss. Lost Knight. Guardian of the Lake," he sneered. "Is this really all the speed you have on your own?" Su Ming kept the combos coming, his eyes cold and focused. He remarked, "So this is all a hidden boss amounts to?" Then, with a demonic grin, Su Ming moved. "Time to die." He rained down a flurry of strikes on its body. The boss defended quickly, heavy armor plus. The battle between the two raged on relentlessly. System, weapon durability at 7%. He thought, "My sword won't last." The damage has dropped sharply. This guy's heavy armor attribute is a total pain. Facing him were the boss's blazing eyes. It bolted into the forest like a gust of wind. The boss scanned the area, searching. Su Ming called from above, "Looking for your warhorse. Clever, aren't you? You know damn well that speed is your only advantage on horseback. But too bad for you. They've already taken your mount." His warhorse, restrained by them, screamed in agony. "Too bad for you. They've already taken your horse," Gui Jiao warned. "Stop struggling. We're not letting you go. Yunqing, keep using your magic to slow him down. Our mission to control this horse is crucial." This is the mission that Su Ming entrusted to us. In the past, he'd told everyone, "Remember, if the plan works and we force the boss off his horse, leave him to me. You all have a critical mission." She was surprised. "A critical mission?" Su Ming ordered. "Get a grip on that horse. Don't let him remount again." Su Ming dove down from above, drawing his sword to strike. He hit the ground, kicking up a massive gust of wind as his blade glowed with a blue light. Flowing water, gathering blade. Grabbing his blade, he sized him up. "So, you actually have a few tricks left, huh?" Right then, The boss closed in and raised its sword, ready to unleash a deadly skill. The impact sent him flying. Sandfall sword control. System alert. Weapon durability at 3%. Min reacted fast, using his power to counterattack. He realized he couldn't afford to waste any more weapon durability. Min saw his opponent's armor was finally about to shatter. A thick red light wrapped around the boss. Its eyes started glowing. A fiery red glow flared. Min narrowed his eyes in discomfort. His face turned a fiery red as Min grimaced, advancing one heavy step at a time. Both sides unleashed their sword techniques at once. The point of impact was insane. An explosion rocked the area. The struggle was brutal. The boss reached out and grabbed his face with its massive hand. After the explosion, the fight turned ugly. The boss suddenly grabbed him right by the face. Min spoke up. "This move," he declared confidently, "works just as well on players as it does on monsters." Spirit energy surged around him, activating his equipment set. Min smirked. "I really like this set." He moved like a total phantom, gliding right past the beast. Min was fast. He unleashed a skill, aiming to tear right through the boss's sword control. Stepping back, he calmly made the call. Armor broken. The system flashed a warning. Weapon durability depleted. That's when Min drew his shadow sword. He knew it was over. The clock now read 3:30 p.m. The scene quickly shifts over to Heineken Academy. Cut to Heineken Academy. The screen shows the school's management info room. A voice from inside speaks. "You're finally here, Principal Vong," they replied. Vong replied, "Looks like you principals have been chatting in here for quite a while now." "We haven't been here long," the others replied. "You're just the last to show up, Principal Vong." "What's the deal? Don't tell me your students aren't strong enough to take on the dungeon boss yet. Usually, results are announced one by one after 3 p.m. But your academy is always in dead last, every year. I guess you figured there was no point in rushing to the info room if you've already lost. Take your sweet time, it's not like it matters anyway." Principal Vong explained, "I'm late because of some real-time feedback data, not the dungeon itself. An outside player has secretly infiltrated our novice dungeon. We still haven't managed to verify their true identity. But someone definitely snuck in without permission. I'm guessing it's just a student from one of the other 3 academies sneaking over to cause trouble. Isn't that right, old TA? Could it be one of yours?" The data shows a student using elite blade skills. I heard the genius from Vuduong Academy. Double quotes. Li Tram Quang is a master of blades. The others shouted back angrily, "Stop making baseless accusations without proof." Li Tram Swang is still inside the novice dungeon right now. He's the main attacker, taking on the final boss. I expect them to clear it within the next half hour. To clear the dungeon, our Donglong Academy already has 3 groups leveled up and challenging the boss. Nam Quang Academy is also in the middle of a fierce battle. As long as they perform like they usually do, we should hear news of the dungeon clear very soon. He thought to himself, the other academies are having a smooth time with the boss. Every second counts now. If our academy doesn't get double quotes. The first clear this year, we'll only get 2 spots for the Heaven Spire Assembly. That's it. This would be the lowest number we've ever had. Right now, the student closest to taking down the boss is Trung Duong. All our hopes are resting on his strength now. The time is 3:15 p.m. Someone shouted, "Charge! Don't hold back. Use every skill you've got and kill the final boss." They charged straight at the monster waiting for them. A pair of glowing red eyes appeared. It was the king of the forest, raging Simba. Everyone scattered in total chaos. Those who couldn't handle the pressure started coughing up blood. Someone in the crowd recognized it and yelled, "Level 15. They thought, we're no match for this thing at all. Is our level even high enough to take this thing on? Then someone charged forward, thinking, we've already come this far. Trundong charged ahead, certain that the prize for clearing this novice dungeon belonged to him alone. The chat popped up. Nam begged, Trundong, help me. What is wrong? Did that jerk cause trouble? That little brat hurt me. Where are you? I will come find you, she pleaded desperately. Help me get revenge. He was set on winning the final loot and avenging her. Zhang Tong stood there, totally lost in a space filled with nothing but bones. He stared at the bizarre landscape, stunned by the sight before him. He blurted out, "What is going on?" Zhang Tong was completely baffled. What even is this? His eyes went wide with shock. Right at that exact moment, a system alert flashed. Hidden boss defeated. Slain. Meanwhile, Su Ming flashed a confident smirk. It is finally over. Boss Don Su Ming wore a look of pure triumph. We are finished here. Guizhou and her group stood frozen in shock. She cheered. It is Su Ming. It has to be him. He actually soloed it. In the control room, a voice shouted, "We have results." Principal Wang gasped. Wait, Li Cheng Wang won. It must, ... be our Dongling Academy, or maybe not. It could be Nanzhong Academy instead. Nanzhong Academy. He looked skeptical. Then, right at that second, Principal Wang shouted in shock, "Look at the screen!" The final results popped up. Trunching Academy. The crowd went wild. That is crazy. A hidden boss in a novice dungeon. How did our Swanjing Academy find a team strong enough to take down a secret boss? Didn't the other guys have the lead? Zheng Tang's squad is legendary. This new batch of awakened students is honestly incredible. They, ... Everyone kept cheering for Su Ming. You are literally amazing. Our level just jumped by 2. System alert, congratulations. You have reached level 16. Su Ming yelled, "Over here. Before the exit portal opens, let us split the loot from the hidden boss." Yandong scratched his... He looked away shyly. I do not need anything. The level up was enough for me. Yunqing nodded. Me too. Thanks, Su Ming, Guizhou added. She laughed. Between saving us from the blade and soloing that hidden boss, I barely did a thing. Taking a share of the loot after all that. I honestly could not accept it. A notification popped up. Team leader distribution. Teammate Wei Zi has received the soul-suppressing supply crate. Necklace. Leader distribution. Teammate Guizhou has received the summoning scroll. Blood cult necromancer. He reminded them, these hidden boss rewards include gear specifically made for your classes. This shows that I am not the only one who thinks you are real teammates. The novice dungeon recognizes your contribution too. You were part of the victory. Without your help, finishing this challenge would have been impossible to finish. A mysterious voice echoed. Congratulations, challengers. F-rank dungeon, frenzied forest, cleared. Time, 8 minutes and 20 seconds. Su Ming sighed. It is time. We are finally leaving this dungeon behind. Every time you finish a dungeon, you enter the settlement phase. All players get their rewards added to their accounts automatically. Once the boss falls, an exit portal appears right next to every survivor. You guys should really congratulate yourselves. We are alive. We actually did it. At 4:30 p.m. Confirmed. Every player has exited. People began walking out slowly. We made it out, but my sister, she is not. Everyone is out of the dungeon now. We made it, but my sister is missing. My boyfriend is gone too. Gihio sobbed. Only 10 from our class survived. Someone else added, yeah, look at our group. There are only 17 of us left. They kept speaking up. Out of all my friends, I am the only one who survived. Me too. After the awakening, this is just how the world is now. Ming began to speak. In a world ruled by the awakened, the strong prey on the weak, and the winners take everything. Only by getting stronger can we stand firm. I am against the rules of this world. Some are mourning their lost friends, family, and the ones they loved. But others just want the rewards of power and cash. This whole world is completely insane. Principal Wang popped up on the screen. Congratulations, students, on surviving and successfully clearing the dungeon. This novice dungeon was the very first trial you had to face after awakening and entering the world of the awakened. This is also the final lesson the Academy prepared for your graduation exam. I hope you remember that being awakened isn't just about money, fame, or power. It also means having the responsibility to protect people and keep the peace. If you lost someone, remember that pain and suffering. For those who achieved victory, remember your new responsibility and the actual goals you are pursuing. Gui Zhao asked curiously, Ming, what about you? So many classmates died in this world of rules. Are you feeling sad or happy about it? His voice rang out. I hope you all find your own worth on this path of awakening. Then he replied, those classmates are going to be revived. Principal Wang announced. Only by finishing this lesson can you understand the newbie dungeon. Your dead classmates and loved ones will be revived within 30 minutes. It is our secret. Everyone was shocked. For real. They are coming back from the dungeon to your side. When she heard those words, she was completely stunned. Tu Minkui, Jaya asked. How do you know everything? The system's voice chimed in. Dungeon statistics complete. It continued, entering reward settlement phase. The system introduced the player, Lei Guangnian, Guangnin. Then it continued. Player Tongjak slayed, one elite sharp-clawed hairless cat. Next, the system highlighted a huge line of text for 2 men. Looking at the massive text, a cold voice rang out. Player Timin, you are late. While Principal Wang was still muttering to himself triumphantly, 2 men appeared. On the citywide school rankings for the newbie dungeon, student Timin is at the very top. He scratched his head and whispered, I just overslept. The bright words caught their eyes. Who made the Kin City newbie dungeon level rankings? 2 men spoke up. If the newbie dungeon is over, then that means my school life has also come to an end. In his heart, he knew he didn't need to be modest anymore. It won't be a problem, even if I don't change my info. After all, the gap between me and my classmates is about to become worlds apart. He glanced down, emphasizing every word. I said, look down. Principal Wang was hugging his leg tightly. He felt helpless. How much longer are you going to hug me? Principal Wang's eyes shone. Thank you, Timin, he cried, tears of joy. I don't know how you did it, but you helped us. High Kin Academy was at the bottom 4 years, and now we've finally escaped, he continued. Do you have any idea? After the news broke, Old Top from Vodwang Academy was left speechless. Every time our schools met, he loved to mess with me. Let's see what he dares to say. Now that our academy is #1 among the 4 neighboring cities. Timin, you are the top-ranked student across all the academies. He asked curiously. Then what rank is that, Li? Tam Kwang from Vodong Academy, he replied. That so-called blade maniac genius everyone admires only managed to get third place. Among all the academies, Tu Min gave a triumphant smile towards Principal Wang. Principal Wang asked, with curiosity. I heard an unexpected incident happened that caused him to be seriously injured. Slowing down his boss kill. That's right, Tu Min. How did you kill the hidden boss? Even with a 10-star talent, you're still just a sword master. A class that's weak in the early stages. From what I know, you don't come from a wealthy family and don't have the money for equipment. Yet you skipped levels and killed the hidden boss anyway. He sighed in admiration. In all my years as principal, I've never seen a student as outstanding as you. It couldn't have been because of those items I gave you after you awakened, right? Those things were only enough to give your combat ability a slight boost. Tu Min replied casually. It was just luck. Luck because you found a lot of useful items and skills. He asked curiously, does this newbie dungeon really have that many powerful items and treasures? He chuckled and continued, and of course, I met some amazing teammates. In his heart, he knew he couldn't tell him he was reborn. He said, without their help, I wouldn't have been able to kill that hidden boss either. Principal Wang was extremely satisfied, nodding in approval. Is that so? It seems that not only are you an outstanding awakened Tu Min, but you're also a capable leader, he continued. The other students also came to get the top 5 awards this morning. That girl Kui Jiao kept exaggerating how great you were after she joined your team and saw how powerful you are. Tu Min calmly replied, Kui Jaya texted me this morning asking me to go with her, but I refused. He remembered Kui Jiao's words when she was fighting Li Tam Kwang. Tu Min is so cool and so powerful. He remembered Kui Jiao's words when she fought Li Tam Kwang. Tu Min is so cool and powerful. He thought, I knew she'd praise me to the high heavens. It's so embarrassing. She's always loved complimenting others, just like before. Suddenly, something was thrown at him. Principal Wang shouted, Tu Min, catch! This is your Sky Tower Association token. Tu Min reached out and caught it. On the token was the character for Sky. He smiled confidently. Thank you for winning first place. It made even the vice mayor, who initially looked down on our Huyan Kin Academy, give us more tokens at the expense of the others. This year, our school secured 5 token slots. I have distributed them to you. Kui Jia and Gim Truck, Zhang Van Tan, and also student Tryon Du. Tu Min smiled happily, listening intently as he spoke. It's time for me to explain the importance of the Sky Tower Association token to you all. Tu Min glanced outside. You don't need to explain. I understand perfectly. In his heart, he knew the Sky Tower Association was the dream destination for most newly awakened. Once an awakened successfully completes the newbie dungeon, they are considered to have officially graduated from the academy. I have officially joined the ranks of the awakened. Most people are stuck grinding through low-level dungeons, taking it one slow step at a time just to level up, but my path is going to be different. He thought to himself, the risks are massive, and typical progress is just way too slow. But this Sky Tower Association qualification changes everything for me. Unlike everyone else, holding a Heavenly Tower Society token means a fast track to power, even if it is dangerous. The challenges are wild, but the loot and rewards are insane and fast. In my past life, I was not even good enough to get into the Heavenly Tower Society from the very beginning. Su Ming stared off, realizing that before, I could not outpace other players in the early game. The resources I managed to scrap together back then just were not enough to get ahead. Once they were divided, it was nothing. But this life? It is different. I am grabbing every chance I get and preparing for what is coming next." Seeing him spaced out, Principal Wang quickly spoke up. "Su Ming." He went on, "Congrats. You have officially graduated from the Shuangjing Awakening Academy. Right here." It was like he was betting everything on him. The principal warned that the road ahead is not like a novice dungeon where you can just respawn. The trials coming up only give you one shot. It is a high-stakes gamble where your life is on the line every time. Su Ming listened closely, deep in thought, then looked right into the principal's deep eyes. Principal Wang smiled kindly and reached out a hand. He said, "I really hope a genius like you has a bright future and helps save this world." Su Ming was hyped. He flashed a huge grin and got ready. He shook Principal Wang's hand and said, "Thank you, sir." The principal nodded, saying, "I understand." Over in the wealthy district of Shuangjing City, sunlight hit the fancy white and gold walls. Suddenly, a door burst open forcefully from the outside. A huge guy stepped in and shouted excitedly, "Yunqing." He rushed over and gave her a massive hug. "You are incredible, kid. Made it back from the novice dungeon safely and even took third place. Looks like Shalon found you some pro players to help out." Zhenglan cut in. "Actually, I cannot take the credit this time. It was an awakened student named Su Ming who saved Yunqing." The man froze, totally caught off guard and confused. Qing spoke up to confirm. "Yeah, Dad. The helpers my sister hired walked right into a monster trap. I almost died in that dungeon, but luckily, my classmate Su Ming showed up and saved me." Continuity did not just save me, he gave me a ton of skill books and gear. He even helped me level up to finish the dungeon. He is an absolute beast. Zhenglan added, "I actually tried to hire that Su Ming guy to help Junqing early on, but we had a disagreement no matter how much cash I offered. He just would not agree." She glanced at Yunqing. "I never thought they would cross paths in the dungeon like that. We really owe him one this time." The man scratched his head. "Sounds like you to really respect this student. Guess I will have to find a way to thank him properly soon." He spoke up. "Besides, based on what you are saying, this awakened guy is the real deal. I would love to meet him. Shaolin, please grab his contact info for me." He said excitedly, "Let's celebrate Yunqing beating the dungeon. I am hiring the best chef in town to cook for you two today." He did not waste a second and grabbed his phone to make a call. "Hello, I am busy. Any urgent meetings or whatever, just reschedule them all for me." You could not hear the reply, but his voice suddenly went into a full panic. "What?" He sprinted outside. "Start from the beginning. Explain it clearly." A worried voice came through the line. "Chairman, in the last 2 days, we found out someone sent assassins to take out our people." The man was terrified. "Do you know who is behind this?" The voice on the other end made him freeze. "It is the Zhang family." 2 days later, a voice came over a phone. "Su Ming, we are heading out today. We are all going to the Heavenly Tower world together. You cannot solo this mission." Su Ming agreed happily. "I know. I have already spent the last 2 days getting everything ready. Just wait for me to get there and meet up with the squad." The person on the other end said, "All right. We will be waiting for you." After hanging up, his face went cold. The Heavenly Tower Society. Su Ming just needed to use his token. He did the math in his head. "I just need to summon a portal to the target." Su Ming thought this portal is exclusive. Only people with a Heavenly Tower Society token are allowed to enter. Pulled out the token given to him by Principal Wang. Sharp voice rang out, followed by a weird light. "Qualified user confirmed." A portal appeared, Su Ming said with an excited voice. It actually opened. He stepped through gracefully, chuckling to himself. A new challenge. The Heavenly Tower Society. He immediately arrived in another city. I have arrived, he whispered. A blinding blue light flashed across the sky and suddenly, the scenery of a totally different city emerged. Ming cautiously poked his head out, scanning his surroundings with a sharp gaze. Ming stepped out of the portal and strode forward. So this is it, he said aloud. The 100-story tower. Domain of the Heavenly Tower Society, he thought. In my previous life, it was only by total luck much later that I even got the chance to come here. It looks like challengers from all over have tokens and are being teleported here in massive waves. I can finally challenge this place again. Honestly, I am starting to get excited. With that thought, he pulled out the token Principal Wong had given to him. A system voice rang out. Heavenly Tower token confirmation successful. The doors slowly opened. The scene inside left Ming absolutely stunned. The system displayed a message. New challenger. Please proceed to the first floor hall and wait for the ceremony. Ming thought, why is this so different from my past? He looked up at the ceiling's ancient architecture, then scanned his surroundings with a more scrutinizing look. The familiar voice of Kui Jaya caught his attention as she approached with a group of friends. You're finally here. Ming called to Kui Jaya, Nim Track, and Van Tan. Dude, you guys got here early. Kui Jaya retorted. Early? We've been here for ages. Ming. Why do you always have to act like a lone wolf? He asked back. Didn't I message you guys to meet here today? He continued. I'm just saying, did you all come here together? Kui Jaya replied. Of course we did. We've been waiting for you for a long time. We became close friends after everything we went through in that tutorial dungeon. We're all allies now. Van Tan, say something. Yeah, that's right. She seemed annoyed and criticized him. Besides, from our academy, we're the only ones who qualified for the guild. If we stick together, we can totally look out for each other. From a distance, a loud voice boomed. Did you guys forget about me? A large hand pointed straight at Ming. Especially you. Trong Duong angrily charged forward, yelling at the group. Ming. Trong Duong angrily charged forward, yelling at them. Ming. A murmur went through the crowd. Look, someone's starting a fight. Kui Jaya said worriedly. How can he start a fight here? Trong Duong. What's wrong? What is wrong with you? She shouted at him. Like an uncontrollable beast. He roared madly. This is about you, injuring human. I am going to settle the score with you today, you bastard. You were real good at hiding during the tutorial dungeon, so much so that I could never find you. I can't believe you qualified for the guild too. Kui Jaya asked, what happened with human? But he ignored her. This is perfect. I'll deal with you right here and now. Ming spoke up. Don't worry, Trong Duong. All the trouble you and human caused. We can't actually settle that right here today. Warning, conflict detected. Fighting is not permitted in this area. Trong Duong was restrained, his eyes wide and speechless. All disruptive behavior within the Sky Tower Guild is strictly forbidden, he screamed frantically. Ming, don't you dare run. Just you wait. Ming's voice was cold. People are watching. We'll settle this after the event is over. People started whispering. Even though no one's here to greet us, we're actually being monitored. This guild is no simple matter. Just as I thought. Trong Duong stared at Ming with a sharp, cold gaze. The conversation continued. You all follow me first. Take this challenger to the infirmary. Why are we over here, Su Ming? The ceremony hasn't even started. Shouldn't we wait for it to begin before reading the instructions? Su Ming replied, we don't need to get in line or look at guides. That stuff is for first-timers. The real secret is these seats. Kuijaya asked, is this really your first time here? He replied, what do you think? All you have to do is sit quietly in these seats for a bit. Her eyes widened in confusion, as Su Ming said. Su Ming said slowly, the Sky Tower selection system is about to appear. She was shocked, for real. Welcome candidates to the Sky Tower entrance trial. The 100-floor challenge. A buzz went through the crowd. So it is a tower climbing challenge after all. I got it to Nimtrack. Let's hurry up and sit down before the floors start. How we perform in this 100-floor tower determines our rank when we finally join the guild. Hui Jai heard this and asked about the climb. Two men nodded.
Exactly.
The higher the floor you clear, the better your final rank will be. Of course. If we all conquer the same number of floors, then our final rank is determined by the time taken to climb and the difficulty of each individual challenge we faced. She hesitated. So the climb time is actually part of the evaluation. Right now, he smiled. Exactly. We can get a head start. This ceremony is the guild's way of testing our observation and adaptability. If you wait for it to end before checking the rules, you're already behind. They want to see a challenger's ability to observe their surroundings, find a solution, and seize the initiative. So, are you three planning to team up with me again for the tower climb, just like before? Yanza agreed. Of course we are. Follow me. Two men. Guild entry tokens are rare. Even with my family's money, there was no way to hire help. Suddenly, Yanzai cut in. Su Ming. This time around, Two men shot him a quick look. Yanzai just smiled. He continued. I am not going to be on your team anymore. She asked, why? He explained that in the novice dungeon, Su Ming was the main force. We just tagged along and still managed to level up. We are relying way too much on Su Ming's strength. With his power, he is going after higher challenges. I do not want to drag him down. I want to train and become stronger on my own. Hui Jaya agreed. Yan Zai is right. To be honest, we need real training to win these challenges. Aside from Su Ming, the three of us will form a team for the tower. Okay. He looked at Yun Qing. Will you agree to go with us for the tower challenge? With tears welling up in her eyes, she was moved and finally said, okay, I will. I agree. I also have to learn how to rely on my own abilities to get stronger. It is decided. Su Ming will take on the tower challenge alone, while the rest of us form a 3-person team to challenge the climb. Chun Guang was eavesdropping nearby and thought, so that is what is happening. He thought, Su Ming, you 10-star. Our showdown is not over yet. He thought, Su Ming, you 10-star. Our showdown is not over yet. The system announced team selection was complete and the 100-floor challenge was starting. Su Ming spoke up. I am heading in. Everyone, get a good score. Hui Jia cheered. Go for it. Yanzai added, we will do our best. After that, a shimmering portal of light opened up right in front of him. His small body stepped through the barrier. The system displayed the challenger's name. Su Ming. His face was serious. This feeling it is familiar. An info panel appeared. First floor challenge. You will face the enraged one. He looked and smirked. Too easy. First floor challenge. You will face the enraged one. He looked at it and smirked. Piece of cake. Suddenly, a strange creature appeared in the space. He stared blankly at the strange thing approaching him. Suddenly, a strange creature appeared in the space. He stared blankly at the thing approaching him. A Qing Yuan Roadrunner. Why is this challenge different from my past life? Its feet were sharp with menacing claws. The long feathers of its tail stood straight up in its bright red comb could not hide its shimmering luster. But then the Qing Yuan chicken was grabbed tightly by Su Ming's hand. He spoke. Look out! The first floor monster. Why is it a chicken? In my past life, when I challenged this place, the first floor monster was a level 5 monster called the Vicious Purple Fire Tiger. This challenge is completely different from my past life. Is the 100th floor tower calling me a chicken or something? But this chicken's level is a weird question mark. What is this supposed to mean? Su Ming looked at it and said angrily, I guess I just have to finish this fast. Suddenly, the Qing Yuan chicken struggled, startling him. Huh? Su Ming's eyes widened in shock as he quickly dodged. The Qing Yuan chicken was running wild all over the place. He gritted his teeth, his body staggering from the force. Su Ming's eyes were wide as he watched this chicken. Across from him, the Qing Yuan chicken looked furious. Its eyes were burning with a dangerous fire. Then it charged. He realized this wasn't going to be easy. A loud announcement echoed. The initiation period for this new batch of tower challengers is officially finished. Next up is the briefing for the 100th floor teleportation challenge. Someone in the crowd gasped. Huh. Look at the leaderboard. Challenger number 002. The crowd started whispering. The rankings are already popping up. Someone is already climbing the tower. How is that even possible? The briefing just ended. First place. 00 to Li Cheng Wang. Already cleared floor to... Is that the 10-star genius from Weiyang City? The guy they call Blade Feigned, Li Cheng Wang. Meanwhile, Su Ming gripped his sword and charged forward. He went in fast, striking the chicken without backing down. It lunged back, eyes burning like fire. The chicken used a rapid pecking combo to try and take Su Ming down. Su Ming triggered Shadow Step. This movement skill is literally as fast as a bullet. He soared into the air with insane speed as he launched his strike. As he swung, the bird dodged. He watched its movements carefully. Its burst damage is also incredibly high. Suddenly, the bird started moving in a smooth, rhythmic flow. The ground was getting torn apart by their fight. Then, the chicken's body began to glow with a strange, eerie light. Su Ming barely blocked the blow. He realized this bird is too fast. My sword draw slash and basic sword control just aren't cutting it in this fight. I need to end this now. If I let this drag on, I'm just wasting time. If that happens, my early entry advantage will be totally wasted. In that case, maybe I should try using the secret skill I earned from defeating that hidden dungeon boss. Time for the new move. The chicken. His face went cold. The chicken watched him close in with his blade. Then, he slashed down with one powerful strike, sending the chicken's body flying into the air. It scrambled back and landed far away to get some space. Soon, Su Ming grinned. This is it. You have to land eventually. Right where the chicken landed, the ground beneath it started glowing with light. He unleashes his ultimate move. Sword Tune. Giant sword of the sunken tomb. It slams down hard, shaking the... Su Ming's small frame is covered in a massive cloud of smoke. It worked, but a dark shadow diving from above catches him off guard, Su Ming watched, stunned. How did that thing not get hit? It's not over. It looks like a basic chicken. but its power level is way higher than any normal floor 1 mob. Suddenly, Ming realizes, wait just a minute, he asked himself. Is this actually a normal chicken? The monster bird in front of him started flapping its wings, charging straight at him. Its face was totally blank. Suddenly, Ming lowered his blade and drew on the ground. That weird move made the chicken back up in total fear. Ming used his sword to draw a line. Chicken binding art. He smirked. Just as I thought. In the end, it's still just, he whispered. Just like I thought. In the end, it is still just a normal chicken. Ming confidently unleashed his final move. System. Congratulations. You have successfully cleared the first stage. He noted that this chicken was way stronger than any floor 1 mob. This wasn't about strength, it was about brains. The tower challenge in this life is getting interesting. Right. Right now, rank 1 is Li Changwang, so that guy is here to... Leaderboard information shows he is number 002. Min deduced that other challengers have also started climbing the tower. It seems my time advantage is already gone. Suddenly, Min speaks softly. Very good. This tower has ignited my fighting spirit. In this climbing speed race, I will win. Every rule has been fully explained. Finally, the way to log in and challenge the 100-floor tower is to return to the event venue. The chairs on both sides are designated as self-registration points for challengers. The announcer's voice rang out. There is no time to delay, challengers. Please, take your seats. The crowd... grumbled. So it starts this simply. Is this a trap? Just another long and boring opening ceremony. We should probably just sit through it quietly. We were completely fooled by the opening ceremony. Hurry up and find a seat, right now. In this competition, every second counts. We could have rushed the tower through these seats from the very beginning. No wonder that blade maniac Li Changwang is already on the leaderboard. How did he know? Everyone, look at the tower climbing leaderboard. Finally, the screen displayed rank 1, number 002. Floors cleared. 6. Someone... complained. That Li Changwang guy has already cleared 6 floors, huh? A new name just appeared on the leaderboard. It is a challenger squad. The screen updated. Rank 1, number 002. Li Changwang, floors cleared. 6. Rank 2, number 003, 004, and 005. Squad leader. Guaigaio, floors cleared. 4. They buzzed. So many people have figured out the chairs are related to the login area. There is another new name, and their ID is number 001. The very first challenger to log in. Someone said, looking at the big screen hesitantly. But, The screen showed rank 3, number 001, God of Slaughter. Floors cleared. What? Someone exclaimed, God of Slaughter, is that a title? A system window appeared. Reward for successfully clearing the first floor received. Reward. Set your own title. Min wondered. Set my own title? Title, number 001, floor 2. He wondered to himself. What is the point of this title? I clearly remember. In this life, after I killed the first floor gatekeeper monster, the so-called reward was just a small wooden chest that contained a healing potion. But a title prompt, please enter your desired title. Min analyze. He analyzed it. It feels like a lot of things have changed in this life. Is it because I was reborn? Well, no. Helping it. In that case, I might as well make the most of it. Then his hands flew across the keyboard, he thought. I will use my profession from my past life as my title. God of Slaughter. A notification appeared. Title content accepted. Challenger ID number 001, 2 Min. The 100-floor tower challenge screen displayed. God ... of Slaughter. He realized. So the title replaces my name. The gatekeeper boss screen appeared. God of Slaughter, 2 Min. He smiled, satisfied. That suits me perfectly. Immediately after, a new monster appeared. Flying Bat, level 3. Its eyes blazed, radiating immense power. Those eyes glowed with a terrifying energy. But then, the flying bat's body was instantly slashed to pieces with just one. Sword. 2 Min had unleashed terrifying power. Outside, the leaderboard. Showed. Rank 3. Number 001. God of Slaughter. Floors cleared. The other... guy has already cleared 2 floors. The scene shifted to the 3rd floor. Giant Demon Assassin, level 5. But it, too, was quickly defeated by 2 Min. The mechanical voice rang out once more. 3rd floor. Floor, cleared. Next location. Floor 4. 3-eyed carnivorous plant, level 6. In the blink of an eye, this monster was also dispatched. The others watched in awe. He is incredible. That God of Slaughter's climbing speed is insane. The screen showed rank 2, squad leader, Guigia. Floors cleared. 5. Rank 3, number 001, God of Slaughter. Floors cleared. 4. They exclaimed that it has not even been 10 minutes, and he already cleared 2 more floors. He is closing in on rank 2. Leaderboard update. Rank 1, number 002, Li Cheng Wang. Floors cleared. But that guy in first place is not taking it lying down. Someone said in shock. He is already at the 8th floor. Meanwhile, 2 Min mused. That blade maniac already passed 8 floors, huh? Suddenly, 2 Min cracked a wicked smile. What an interesting pace. I wasted so much time on the 1st floor. I will just consider it giving you a head start. He decided, from now on, I am going all out. Challenger Space 001, Floor 5. 3-headed saber-tooth hound. Level 7. Toman said it out loud. I can't wait for you to step outside anymore. In the end, the only things left were the remains of those defeated monsters. Scene shifts to the Guizhou squad. We successfully cleared the 6th floor. She started. Whoa, that was a close one. I'll use my summon as the vanguard. Yanxi, you deal max damage. Yun Qing, you handle crowd control and heals. Our teamwork is getting so much better. Yun Qing yelled. Guys, look. Quick, it's... Everyone turned instantly to see what Yun Qing found. She reported. Toman is climbing the tower at an insane speed right now. Look at the leaderboard. 2nd place, 001. Killer God. Cleared 7 floors. 3rd place, 003. Captain Gui Jia. 6 floors. She stared in total awe. He passed us already. Meanwhile, Shen Guang was fighting like crazy. Shen Guang kept battling relentlessly. The system notified him that he had finally cleared the 9th floor. These things are finally starting to feel dangerous. Still, no problem for me. Next up. Floor 10 is next. The rules say the first person to clear it gets a huge bonus reward. I see Killer God is flying up the ranks. It has to be that Swordmaster. I don't know why Floor 1 took him so long, but it doesn't matter. Even if he's fast now, he'll never beat me. That floor 10 bonus reward is as good as mine. The reward for clearing the 10th floor is basically mine already. Suddenly, his eyes filled with total panic. That reward is as good as mine. Suddenly, his eyes filled with panic. The screen that appeared left, Shen Guang completely stunned. Scene shifts back to Challenger Space, 001, the 10th floor. A new monster appeared. It was a level 15 Minotaur of Rage. A huge crowd was gathering. Why are so many people watching the leaderboard? Aren't you guys climbing? Look, it's fine if we start a bit late. We can't catch them anyway. Check it out, 2 people are hitting floor 10. I've just got to know who's faster. Is it that killer god guy or the genius blade master, Li Shenguang? My money's on killer god. No, Li Shenguang is better. He's the best. Meanwhile, Toman was still fighting. Toman was locked in battle with the Minotaur, attacking it relentlessly with his sword. Suddenly, Toman spoke up. What's wrong? Can't take the heat anymore? He sneered. You only lasted 30 seconds. Your weakness is just fueling my climb. A sharp look hit Toman's eyes. Now, give me your last breath. He unleashed his technique, Sword Wrath. It appeared in Toman's eyes. Now, give me your last bit of strength. He unleashed Sword Wrath. System alert. You've cleared the 10th floor. Congratulations on being the first challenger to clear the 10th floor this year. You have officially received a special bonus reward for your achievement. Elsewhere, a soft light appeared. A nurse reported. Pulse is normal, she said while looking at her notes. She looked surprised. Oh, you're awake. Zhang Tong woke up in a hospital room. The nurse explained he'd been shocked after causing a massive scene at the tower. He thought, man, these nurses are gorgeous. No, stay focused. Who man is the only one for me? Suddenly, his face changed. Who man? Toman. He stared blankly at the screen, thinking of revenge. Every single challenger in this session who received a token from the Sky Tower Association already left to start there, climb up the tower. They've all departed to begin the challenge of the 100-story tower. Zhang Tong grabbed his head and started pulling at his hair frantically. He was a mess. What do I do? I'm so far behind. Forget about getting revenge for who, man? My level definitely can't keep up with Toman's now. I'll never catch up to Toman. I was way too reckless. I shouldn't have been so impulsive. It's that jerk Toman again. He definitely knew the rules and set me up. I need a new plan. I'm the young master of the Zhang family, for crying out loud. Just then, it hit him. Okay, I've got it. I don't care if I never reach their level. I have to take down to Ming, even if I have to use my family's influence to do it. He tapped a message into his phone. No regrets. System report. Zhang Tag is using family ties to order a hit. He smirked. This is the only way. I didn't want it to end like this, but to Ming, you forced my hand. The nurses said, I just need to sit here to start the tower climbing system. Let's see. Time for the rankings. Over 100 people are on the leaderboard, but Ming is missing. Second place, cleared 16 floors. That's Li Shenguang from Weiyang Academy. Figures. That guy is just as tough outside of the academy. Let's look closer. Zhang Tem stared at the screen, shocked. Who is this killer god in first? Rank 1001. Killer god, 18 floors cleared. He whispered. That can't be a real name. Meanwhile, to Ming. Ming was busy slaying monsters to level up his character. The arena erupted into total chaos as their powers collided in battle. The air warped as the beast closed in, step by step. Ming jumped back, weapon ready, his eyes locked on the target. Suddenly, he smiled coldly. The tower climber had finally made it this far. Watching it go berserk, he realized that at his current level, this was going to be a real fight. Plus, things were changing. The gatekeeper monster mechanics were getting way more complicated as he went. The boss was buried underground, showing only a hard purple crystal on its back. It used that gem to spawn endless minions on the surface to keep attacking. These pests had defense, just as tough as the main purple crystal itself. His old silver-grade weapon wasn't going to crack that armor easily. Ming gave a faint smile. Luckily, he had the gold-grade sun weapon, a special reward for clearing the first 10 floors. Using his sublimation of all things talent, he upgraded the gold gear to sun platinum status. He held the Blackstone Fisher composite sword. It needs level 18 to even use it. System info. The Blackstone Fisher composite sword is a dual weapon, both long and short. Using the long sword side would boost his slashing damage stats big time. But it would also mean sacrificing a little bit of his speed. It's not great for handling a massive crowd, since losing speed isn't the best move for dealing with a massive number of enemies at once. The system activated the short blade weapon attribute for him. Ming realized that even with lower power, combining it with his primal sword body talent buffs all his gear. He figured this would give him both high speed and power. Now we're looking at Challenger 002 on floor 17. 17. The chaotic battlefield was completely hidden by thick smoke. Through the haze, Chunguang desperately tried to attack. He gritted his teeth while his health bar just kept dropping. The monster standing before him was a level 80 in demonic Chunguang knew he hit his limit. This beast is weak to fire, but since he doesn't have the fire skills to stop it. Plus, his level is lagging. He has no fire skills. His level is too low. And the worst part is, he hasn't gotten any rewards that actually boost his stats after clearing stages. A moment later, the screen flashed. Congratulations, floor 10 cleared. Reward: Silver-grade sun. Chunguang wondered if losing to Ming in the race caused this mediocre drop. He was stuck with a basic silver reward. To make matters worse, the loot for this stage was a magic item totally useless for his character. Then, suddenly, a massive wave of energy knocked him back, forcing him to grit his teeth and stay on the defensive. As Chunguang dodged, he realized he couldn't push his luck anymore. If this keeps up, I'm dead. His hand slowly reached out. The system voice chimed. Challenger 002 has decided to quit the assault on floor 17. Challenger 96 stopped at floor 9. Challenger 103 stopped at floor 7. Challenger 66 stopped at floor 11. Challenger 27 stopped at floor 10. Meanwhile, Ming was fighting a fierce battle. His eyes sharpened, and a faint smile played on his lips. Ming. Excitedly, he rushed forward finally, letting me get close to you, huh? He began to draw his own weapon, and then Ming unleashed the powerful sword tomb skill. He leaped high and shouted its true form, hidden underground is finally exposed. You cowardly turtle. System notification: you have cleared floor 19. Challenger 15 and Team 14 failed on floor 12. Teams 77 and 75 stopped at floor 13. Rank 2 Challenger 002 Li Chengwang stalled on floor 17. Ming remarked that the sword maniac Li Chengwang had finally stopped too. The difficulty of the 100-story tower after reaching the 10th floor has gradually increased. For that guy to hit floor 17 on his first try? Impressive. Suddenly, a mechanical voice rang out, announcing a difficulty increase. Ming fell into deep thought. Based on his past life experience, at the threshold of the 20th floor, the difficulty increases exponentially. With my current stats, reaching floor 19 is pretty much my limit. Reaching floor 20 was a massive grind, but I finally get to use that nostalgic sword god skill. Getting to floor 20 was incredibly tough. But now I can finally use that classic sword god ability. It was such a struggle to hit floor 20. But now I finally have the chance to use that nostalgic sword god skill. Thick dust and smoke choked the air on Challenger 001's floor. A figure ran swiftly from beneath a pile of scrap metal. Ming moved like lightning, his body glowing with spiritual energy. A faint smile played on his lips as Ming unleashed his blade mastery skill right then. The enemy immediately countered Ming's attack. The entire arena was filled with their flashing skills. He kept pushing his body forward constantly. Ming's hand tightened around the hilt of his sword. Then, he tapped into the power of the hidden god steps. The two warriors began clashing head-on, right here. They started trading blows directly, locked in a fierce high-speed duel. Ming thought to himself, this guy's parrying my attacks way to Italy. A level 25 gatekeeper knight. No wonder this level 25 monster is tough. The knight's eyes flared behind his helmet, burning with life. He immediately gripped his spear tightly. The knight's eyes flared behind his armor as he gripped his spear tightly. Ming was startled when the attack rushed towards him with immense, unleashed power. Ming was shocked. The skill power of this elite monster is just insane. He was stunned. The sheer power of this elite mob is absolutely crazy. He was thrown violently backward, realizing the situation was turning south. I cannot defend this. Given my current gear and stats, there is no way I can block this skill. Every hit drains a third of my health. At best, I can only block one more hit. Even as a reincarnated person, I cannot just skip levels to challenge the association's legendary 100-story tower. But I planned for this. Activate Phantom Sword. Choosing to continue climbing the tower was also a way to test if I could finally pull off that level 20 skill. Ming began to remember his previous life. It was his ultimate move, the Godslayer Strike. He launched his most powerful attack at the knight. Meanwhile, Chun Guang was lost in thought. Chun Guang was deep in his own thoughts. Everyone is talking. That Godslayer guy is still climbing the tower. Man, I got wrecked on the 10th floor. I did better than you, at least. I made it to the 12th floor. But for an average player to beat those monsters, past level 10, the god of slaughter is just too much. Where did this rookie come from? Taking on the 20th floor during his very first tower run is unheard of. Elsewhere, Shen Guang stood tall, scowling in frustration. He muttered about how someone could already challenge the 20th floor swordmaster, Ming. Just then, a voice called out to him. Big bro Shen Guang, looks like that god of slaughter beat you. This was the first time since childhood he had actually lost. He turned around to find Nuna standing there. His irritation and frustration grew as Shen Guang let out a cold snort. Meanwhile, back on the bloody battlefield, Ming was struggling to catch his breath. Ming barely managed to speak. I have to admit defeat. If my god of slaughter strike can't take you down, nothing will. He reached toward the system panel. Challenger code 0. He reached toward the system panel. Challenger, code 0. 01 has forfeited the 20th floor climb. He closed his eyes, finally accepting the truth. I lost. Suddenly, a mysterious voice echoed. You haven't lost at all. He jumped in surprise, huh? The voice explained that his current attributes were too low. That was why he couldn't unlock the true potential of his hidden skill yet. He stared at the figure, wondering how it could even talk. The entity looked down at him. I truly look forward to our next battle. With those final words, he vanished into thin air. Ming warped back to the main hall. I'm back. This place looks familiar. It must be the rest zone for the 100-story tower challenge. Hey look, the global leaderboard has finally updated. Even that god of slaughter everyone keeps talking about failed his challenge. Yeah, he stopped at floor 19. But that's still super impressive. Even the genius blade fiend, Li Xinguang, only dared to challenge up to floor 16. Just who in the world is this guy? If he's done, he must have teleported back to the lobby by now. Let's check the teleport zone. Hey, are you the god of slaughter? Wait, Ming? Ming stood there, thinking to himself. I can still grab the first place title reward. Not bad at all. My hidden skill only edits dungeon data, so it won't work in the tower. Luckily, no one knows my score, so I can avoid the drama. While I'm staying low-key, everyone else is still desperately searching for the god of slaughter. He checked the rankings. Guaiza and her squad are still on the 14th floor. Their teamwork is looking solid. If they keep this up, they'll definitely reach the higher levels. I'll head out and handle some linked quests for now. My level 22nd class advancement mission is unlocked. To save time, I'll pick a spot near the subjugation point to finish it all at once. I have 3 options: F rank, E rank, or D rank. Seriously, are these really the highest difficulty levels available right now? He started comparing the different maps and locations. Well, I guess I'll have to go with this one. You have selected Subjugation, Mission D17. Your objective is to hunt the Great Serpent in the Southern District's Wild Forest. Rewards include 10,000 Advent coins, a Platinum Skill Scroll, and one Heavenly Law Guild announcement card. You are now authorized to enter the 100-story tower area at any time. You've entered an illusory zone. As the door swung open, a world as beautiful as a fairyland appeared. These so-called illusory zones are they connect to the heavenly tower but look nothing like our world. Before the Great Change, this was where humans lived. But after the Day of Advent, everything changed. Dungeons and demonic beasts started appearing everywhere in our world. Humanity had no choice but to adapt and enter this new, dangerous reality. Thanks to the sacrifices of the first awakened, some order was finally restored to our chaotic world after the Day of Advent changed everything. This created the illusory zones, keeping the human world separate while providing a massive space for monsters and strange beasts to inhabit. That's how we got the peaceful world we have today. And the trials of the 100-story tower were the gateway to these illusory zones for all the new awakeners. They say that the top of the tower holds the ultimate truth about the Day of Advent. It's a shame I couldn't reach the end in my previous life. His eyes filled with anticipation. In this life, I'm lucky to start over from the very beginning. I'll complete every single goal I failed to achieve before. The system panel flashed. A teleportation gate is open. Do you want to enter the illusory zone? He shook his head. No, I need to head back to the real world for a while. Your reward for reaching the 20th floor is 10,000 Advent coins. That's exactly what I need for my order from 2 days ago. The Sword God class will finally be mine. It's time for my first weapon advancement. Back in the real world at the weapon trading center, Ming stared up at the massive building. Here I am again. He remembered his past life. I pulled a silver-grade weapon from a stone right here. That black iron, blood-slaying sword. But now, it's not powerful enough for the trials ahead, but the buffs it gives me are huge. I really don't want to let it go. The attribute display panel turned a deep crimson. After locking onto a target, the sword absorbs blood through contact to heal the user's wounds. Every time I kill a monster, This blade increases all my stats by 5 points for 30 days. Straight anyway. Rewinding 2 days. I had this meeting with Yanja. Everyone was planning to spend their dungeon loot on a challenge with the Heavenly Armor Squad. They invited me along, but I had to pass. No thanks, guys. I need to get my gear ready today. My refusal actually makes perfect sense. We were headed to the high-rise weapons exchange to gear up. It is the place for top-tier equipment. I reminded her that while it is a weapon center, it was not the one I needed. She got annoyed. Hello, Toman. If you are not coming, I can just buy your stuff for you. I stared at the screen and thought, finally? Success. I spoke up. Thanks anyway, but the shop I am hitting is in the complete opposite direction. Fast forward to the present. Right now. I walked up and pressed the doorbell. I am way out in the opposite direction now. Back to the present. I ring the doorbell. The elevator heads down to basement level to be warehouse 98. I carefully stepped inside. A slow voice. You are here. Paid the remaining balance. 8. I walked into the room as the voice asked about the remaining cash. Suddenly, a notification popped up. Congratulations. You have received a high-grade item. I went deep into thought. My ascension talent is the key. This talent can only be used once per item, and the results are totally random. It is a huge gamble. If I want to keep the perks of the Black Iron Blood Slaying Sword, while still being able to upgrade the weapon, then this is the only equipment. Details about the upgrade flashed on a golden screen. This tech could only be built by an awakened 8-star blacksmith. Nahura was the only one who could pull it off. She started off by being honest. I do not even know you. I have been hiding in this rundown basement warehouse quietly researching forging techniques. How did you manage to find my contact info? How did you know for sure that I could craft this weapon replication and upgrade device? The materials alone cost over 10,000 advent coins. I never expected a student like you to spend such a large sum. Are you not afraid I will fail? I just looked at her. Who says we are strangers? She was shocked. Wait, we know each other. Is my memory really that bad? I thought to myself, we were close in my past life. I just laughed and said I was joking. I remembered how skilled she was back then. Even with only an 8-star talent, her obsession with forging made her a legend. In our past life, we worked together all the time. She helped me craft so many unique, specialized weapons that were designed specifically just for me. Of course, our collaborations in my past life cost a fortune. Right now, 20,000 advent coins is practically nothing. That is why I am helping her now, while she is still broke and struggling. I told her I do not just have her number. I know she is broke and needs money for her next gear research project. She was stunned. How could I know that? I am willing to sponsor you with 10,000 advent coins up front. Once I finish my challenge mission and get the reward, I will increase my sponsorship. What do you say? Her eyes lit up. Are you actually serious? Is this a real offer? I nodded. Totally serious. She looked at me like I was an angel. I held up a finger. But I do have one condition. If I need you to forge weapons later, you have to give me a 30% discount. How about it? She smiled instantly. No problem at all. Consider it a done deal. Suddenly, the scene shifts to the Phantom Realm's wild zone. Sunlight peeks through the trees. A sharp sound makes a creeper jump in fear. Its eyes go wide as it spots a massive, terrifying monster standing right in its path. Finally, a blood-curdling scream echoes through the dense woods. I slowly stepped out from behind the protective barrier. No wonder they call this the Phantom Realm. It is intense. These trees are way bigger than anything I saw back in the novice dungeon. Along with the scent of forest plants, there is something else, the metallic smell of fresh blood. My target is nearby. The display shows Mission D17. I looked to the south, but all these massive trees were blocking everything. It is making it really hard to see what is going on. These trees are way too tall to climb easily. This is not like the beginner dungeons at all. But there is one thing. There is one thing I can try. I might not be a professional sword master, but still. I do have access to this sword control skill. Let us see. If I could learn to fly on a blade like those legendary masters, that would be so cool. I finally made my choice. Might as well give this a shot. He triggered the sword control skill, and Tommen's body just smacked the ground. Tommen's body just dropped instantly. He realized it right then. Sword flying is only for masters. Of course it wouldn't work for someone like him. Suddenly, the blade in his hand jerked hard and started pulling. It dragged Tommen into the sky. So that is the trick. I cannot surf it, but I can ride. If I grip the hilt, target a spot, and spam the skill, I can actually move. Tommen kept pushing, tapping further into the blade's hidden power. His eyes lit up with a sharp realization. This might actually work for me. Tommen's excited shout echoed through the woods. I'm actually flying. Everything looks incredible from up here. Wait, I can see it now. Here. He spotted something strange happening way off to the south. Past the woods sat another zone sealed by a barrier. Then, a voice. What's the status? Van Vi answered. This is definitely subjugation mission area, D17. Most D17 missions are group raids, but this guy is solo. He didn't join a team, so finding him on the board is easy. The screen showed his info. The display showed his name, Tommen. Huh? They flipped their hair, judging. It was definitely him, Tommen. They tossed their hair back with a judgmental look. Going solo on a subjugation mission. This kid has some serious guts. Van Long laughed and said, he is just a clueless newbie with a death wish. We probably do not even have to hunt him. He will die on the mission anyway. Matt